Konnichiwa. Welcome to the JCL T20 Grand Final, the Chiba Sharks against Paddy Foleys. First ever final of this competition. Two teams victorious in the morning. Chiba Sharks winning by 39 runs over the Tokyo Falcons, whilst Paddy Foleys put away the Rising Stars in a very nervy finish, winning by 3 wickets in the end. Both relatively low-scoring games. My name's Alan Kerr. I'm the head of cricket operations at the Japan Cricket Association, and with me today is our grounds consultant all the way from Australia, Mr. Todd Luckhurst. Welcome, Todd.
Thank you, Alan. Very exciting to be here after the great 2 semi-final clashes.
Yeah, a couple of good games, and as we warm up for the final, the Chiba Sharks have won the toss and chosen to bat. Team news is in. Looks like Dougal Bedingfield is into the Sharks 11, so people would argue they might be a stronger team going into the final than they were for the semi. So we'll see if that makes a difference for them, if that nudges them up to favourite status. We don't know. He has replaced Mahesh Kumar, and Umar Gul will be 12th man for the Sharks. For Paddy Foleys, looks like a relatively unchanged team. Plenty of experience in both these teams. Both clubs been around a long time. Paddy Foleys been around so long, Todd, they're named after a pub that no longer exists.
Really? I didn't know that, Alan.
Yep, the Paddy Foleys pub in central Tokyo closed down some years ago. But the team continues to, well, I guess go from strength to strength, having made the final for the first time in a few years. This, of course, the first year of the JCL T20. The Japan Cricket League is normally a 40-over competition. Paddy Foleys won that a few times. I think the most recent victory was 2014. A few years in the doldrums, but maybe this symbolises a start of a return to form for the Paddy Foleys. Taking the field now, getting themselves ready. The batters are going out there. The umpires leaving the tea room. Chris Thurgate, Adam Burst, the two umpires.
Good to see Paddy Foleys back in the fold again. A chance at a bit of silverware, Alan.
Well, absolutely. And wonderful silverware it is, Todd. I need to go and get it out of its cardboard box at the end of this game. Sat down in the JCA office. Unfortunately, I might even have to put on a pair of trousers and a jacket.
Oh, it's a bit warm for that, Alan.
It is. Given the glorious weather being treated to up here in Sano today, I would say long sleeves and long trousers are not the order of the day. Throughout the game, you're welcome to make comments on YouTube. Hello to Sinhala on WhatsApp. He said hi.
Hello.
Man, a few words is Sinhala. Or you can tweet us. If you're not on the YouTube channel, you can tweet us by just using the hashtag JCLT20. To comment on YouTube, of course, you need to be a subscriber. Just click that subscribe button. Give it about a minute, and you'll be able to watch it there. Of course, we're also watching this. Well, we're not watching this. We're also streaming this live through the Fan Code app to our friends in India. So if you're watching there, hello, nice to see you. Welcome on board. Do feel like you can communicate with us. I know you guys are always keen for the final 11. That is in the app. You should be able to see that nice and clear. And if you have any questions about the teams or you want any hints for future games, feel free to get on and chat to us on our Twitter feed, on the YouTube stream, and we will answer any questions that you have. In the meantime, it looks like Ibrahim Takahashi and Tsuyoshi Takada have walked out to the middle to open the batting for the Chiba Sharks, as they usually do. Still waiting on the bowlers. Unfortunately, Todd and I are sat a little bit low today. We're just behind, we've got the sight screen directly in front of us. I can see the bowler's head, but I can't see his shirt number, Todd.
I can see the captain next to the bowler shirt number, but I can't see the bowler's shirt number, so we'll just have to wait till he runs into bowl and be able to say who the opening bowler is. Batsman just taking middle stump. Of course, we have umpires Chris Thurgate and
Adam Burst, the two umpires.
Officiating this final.
Yep, two of our more experienced umpires. Chris has been around a long time, of course. Adam, new to the panel this year, but getting terrific feedback across the board, so great to see him. And he'll also be standing in some of the internationals later this month. Again, if you're new to Japan cricket, the Japan Cricket Association men's national team will be playing an international bilateral series against Indonesia starting next Sunday, the 9th. Playing matches on the 9th, 10th and 11th of October. They'll be streamed live on our YouTube channel. And along with that, we'll have the T20 World Cup qualifiers starting just a week afterwards. Okay, first ball of the final. Dot ball to begin with. The bowler is Shoaib Hassan, for those wondering. Our scorers look a little bit behind the 8 ball on that.
Wide delivery. So we saw in the last game the Chiba Sharks made 117 and could defend that quite easily in the end. I think a pass score. I still think you want to get around the 125, 130 mark to be competitive.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think
Wicket's playing quite well. It's played really well actually. I just thought the scoring was a bit slow and the outfield might be a little bit slow. But there wasn't really many balls hit through the infield.
Yeah, the outfield this time of year isn't as quick. Early season, April, May, particularly early April, the outfield's absolutely rapid, but does slow up a little bit. We've been through the rainy season now. We've had a couple of typhoons over the last few weeks, but we've been dry all week, so shouldn't be too bad. The first day using this particular strip of the square, over on the far left of the square as we look at it, we put the square in, 4 years ago? But this first time using this particular strip was used in the semi-final just a moment ago, but it's in pretty good shape, I reckon, as you said.
It's in good nick. The whole facility is in great nick at the moment. Just coming back in a little bit there.
Yeah, scoring's difficult. As you mentioned, the semi-final, we weren't quite sure what the good score was, but we've got an idea now, having watched those first games. How do you think you go about it, Todd? Do you have one guy looking to anchor and one guy trying to be a bit more aggressive, or do you just get through the power play, see where you are, and reassess sort of every 5 overs going forward after that?
I think I would just let it flow for the first through the power play, depending on the situation. If we don't lose any wickets, just let it go. But I'd expect them to ramp it up a bit in the second and third overs once they've had a bit of a look. But in saying that, they already have had a hit this morning, so they should be ready to go straight away. I expect Takati to maybe go after him here.
He's got a terrific record in grand finals. 2-time man of the match in JCL 40-over finals. Once last year and once 3 years ago, I think it was. So big game player, Tsuyoshi Takada, man of the match in a East Asia Cup final for Japan as well. So yeah, he'll be a guy to watch today for sure. I have to confess to have seen very little of Paddy Foleys. I know a bit about a few of their players just over the years, but plenty of guys I don't know about. Their silky grey uniforms, probably not particularly conducive to these weather conditions, but they will be chomping at the bit, I suspect, after a few barren years.
Yeah, it's an interesting silver uniform they have, Alan. I've never really seen much.
Not a colour you see often, is it?
Maybe
silver bullets.
Maybe our Kiwi friends might have seen some silver uniforms before down in New Zealand, but I haven't really seen much myself. So, end of the first over, scored 2-0, and the bowler.
Solid first over from Shoaib Hassan. Try and work out who the bowler is from the far end. Funny old run up. A bit Caribbean style there from Takahashi. Flicking that into the leg side. Fielded by the man down at third, fine leg. Fine leg and third man, the 2 men out for the bowler. Saw in the first semi-final, the Falcons didn't utilise their full quota of fielders outside the circle very much at all, did they, Tom?
Interesting tactics where they were more concentrating on bowling that outside off stump line and crowding up the ring with fielders, and it seemed to work well until the middle overs where the Thurgate boys took hold of some of the Falcons bowlers. But as we see a single there to Takahashi. Score is 4-0.
This is Jabbar Khan bowling. He was a bit of a star in that first semi-final, taking 3 for 11 in his 4 overs. Did a lot of damage up top, so I'm sure Paddy Foleys will be hoping he can carry that form into the final. We mentioned in the first semi-final, Todd, both these batters very strong through the leg side. Sorry, not through the leg side, through the offside. So we're expecting them to punish any width they might get given.
Yes, especially Takati. He loves that off drive, cover drive area. It's really strong through that, and he can drive square of the wicket. And Takahashi the same, very strong offside player. Oh,
Big hack there, I didn't get hold of that. And that's a difference of playing on turf, isn't it? They can't quite trust the bounce as much as they usually can on the synthetic.
no,
It's just bottom edge that.
It's a lot different. The pace is different, and the variable bounce. I think you got none for pace there a bit more than anything. You got to really swing through the line. A lot different to play on the synthetic. Oh, he's bowled him. He's played on. Wow.
Again,
Big
not
wicket.
not enough foot movement.
Big wicket here.
Just stuck in his crease, and yeah, early blow for Paddy Foleys.
Big wicket. Takata's out. Bowled. Played on. He's kind of tried to just give a bit of a whack there, didn't he? It wasn't really a cricketing shot as such. He just tried to go for the boundary, and he lost his middle stump.
And he won't be getting it back anytime soon. That's his day done.
Chiba Sharks 5 for 1. Takata bowled.
Not much of a contribution.
He'll be
to Yoshi
disappointed with
Takata.
that.
Captain today, of course. That looks like Hafiz Mohammed coming in next. Yeah, promoted up the orders, number 3. This will be interesting. Been an interesting use of Dougal Bedingfield by the Chiba Sharks in this competition. The guy who's probably played more cricket on turf pitches than anyone else.
Yes.
You'd think they'd get him in, but I think they want him batting with freedom, lower in the order. So we'll see.
Just surprised that he hasn't opened up. He's always open in the batting. I thought he would have been a shoe-in to, especially with his ability to bat through innings. He does it all. He's batted through the innings many times. I thought he would have been ideal to throw in at the start.
He has had a few fitness issues as age has gone on. He retired hurt in the Embassy Cup last month,
Okay.
opening the batting. Did something to his hip or midriff or something, and had fitness worries before the JCL Grand Final last year. Missed the semi-final due to a hamstring. Got himself in the oxygen chamber and made a dramatic comeback for the final. But yeah, I'd be surprised if we don't see him. If they keep losing wickets, seems like a bit of a waste to come in as low as 7 or 8, which he has been doing occasionally in T20s.
Just trying to see if I can see him padded up or not. Can't see him from here. Still got his red shirt on. Wide ball there.
Well,
It's
I think
just
I
going
always
over the
think,
blue
Todd,
line.
when you're bowling your first delivery at a new batter, you've just got to get him, asking him some questions. You bowl a wide, first ball, it's just a takes the pressure off, doesn't
Oh,
it?
it does. It just releases a ton of pressure. And the batsman would know that. He'd be very relieved thinking, oh, just saw one go through. So he's ready to face up for the next ball. Bit of a
Peels
noise.
for a strangle, but
Bit
I
of a
think
noise
anything's doing
there.
there. They talk a lot, I know the national team players and the coaches talk a lot about getting out of your over, finishing strongly. You know, if you've You bowl a good over like Chiba had just then, just 3 runs from it going into that final delivery. Don't give him anything.
No, that's right. And the other part of, especially T20 cricket, is the tactic about when to attack bowling and when to not attack, when you want to take a wicket on it. So I find the first 3 balls of the over, you can try and take a wicket. Last 2 balls, it's all about trying to
Containment.
defend. Don't try and, especially just defend the boundary, pretty much. And if you can finish off your last ball with the dot, it's fantastic. And that builds the pressure on the first ball the next over.
Immediately, yeah.
Well, full toss, hits short cover, couldn't get it away.
Yeah, missed out there, I think. I'd say the Chiba Sharks probably a more youthful side than the Paddy Foleys, so that'll probably be slight in their favour. They might move a little better in the field, but Paddy's will be. It certainly looks so far like they've got lots of energy about them, doesn't it?
It does. They're definitely up and about here, Paddy Foleys. Bowling well, had a good start. See if they can get another wicket here. Single there to cover region. Takes the Chiba Sharks to 7 for 1.
Multicultural. Yeah, don't forget that you can tweet us, hashtag JCL T20. Feel free to ask any questions about what's going on.
Well, that'll be a wide. Saw this in the semi-final on here on ground 1 where Rising Stars just couldn't get it right early in it.
Too many gifts. Yeah, Tokyo Falcons bowled a ton of wide. 19 wides in that first semi-final, first innings.
3 extra overs.
Real gift to the Sharks.
Really hurts and really did hurt him in the end. It probably took the game away from him at one stage. It's another wide, 2 in a row.
Yeah, it gets a bit painful after a while, this, doesn't it? Tell you what, Todd, I don't know if you mentioned it at all today, but it's pretty warm.
It's very warm up here in the commentary box.
I've just inhaled my lunch and I'm getting a nice gentle glow on.
It's very warm. It's, I don't think the warm weather's going to hang over for too long. Looking at the forecast later in the week, it's going to be back down nice and cool.
Yeah, I saw
which
that.
doesn't help me because I only bought warm clothes, so I'm going to have to go shopping. Ooh, drops it in short. It's put away.
That was a cracking
Great
shot.
Great shot.
Punched through sort of point, really, square drive. Race to the boundary. No worries about the speed of the outfield on that one, was there?
No,
The field didn't get anywhere near it.
Great shot. Banged it in a bit short and was punished on the offside. Wicket definitely playing well here. It takes Chiba Sharks to, I think that score's right, to 14 for 1, I believe.
Yep, that was the last ball of the over. Sharp Hassan been going okay until that point, apart from those wides. Not giving a lot off the bat, but that boundary means he's gone for 10 of his 2 overs. Maybe Takahashi will be feeling a lot better after that one as well.
Oh, there's. That's where he is. So have we found the ball? I believe we have, which is always a good result.
Yeah, need a ball for a game. There is a bit of overgrowth down there, a bit of jungle, which Shouldn't cause too many problems, but it can get a bit wild at this time of year. It's a nice looking shot. Just squirm through the fielder, so I'll get a single easily.
And that's the over.
So 11 from it.
Single to square leg. There you go, it's fixed now. Yeah, that's right. So we've got the Chiba Sharks here. Just took a single, 15 for 1. Off their 3 overs so far, 3.1 overs. Beautiful day here at the SICG in Sano.
It's absolutely glorious. I mean, it's October, Todd.
I know, it's amazing, isn't it? Usually it's cooling down this time of the year. I've been here in October and it's never been this warm, Alan.
It's genuinely warm, isn't it?
Nice quick single there to the short cover region. Nice delivery there, nice and full on the stubs. It's a dot. Of course, the next game televised here on the Japan Cricket YouTube channel will be the international between Japan and Indonesia starting next Sunday. Very exciting time for Japan and Indonesia to get back and play international cricket. With the batsman plays on through backward point for 2. Nice little cut shot. Keep a lookout on Japan Cricket's Twitter feed for all information on upcoming streams.
Yeah, at Cricket Japan, loads of information going up there about what's happening when, how the pitch is looking, how the teams are looking. Japan Cricket Instagram page as well, Facebook, all the platforms. Feel free to give us a follow. Send in any thoughts or questions that you might have.
That one's just kept a little bit low and paddled down to the third man area for a single. And of course, after that is the T20 World Cup qualifier here in Sano. Followed by that will be the Women's East Asia Cup down in Osaka.
Yeah, a few details still to come out about that. Squad's due to be announced next week. Full schedule being announced as well, so keep an eye on that. That'll be coming out very shortly, but should be exciting to get the Women's East Asia Cup back going again.
Single there, just coming off the bowler's hand. He's a bit sore, but I'm sure he'll be right. Shake it off, and that's the end of the over.
So, steady progress. Not exactly rapid. 20 for 1 after 4.
It's really good platform here. Expect them to start going after it soon, I'd say. They look like they're going quite well. The bowling's been okay. Hasn't been too loose. I've seen one short ball punished for 4, but the rest of the bowling's been pretty straight. So
yeah, quite
the bowling's been quite well. They're bowling okay. So it's
Paddy's. I mean, like I said, I haven't seen a lot of them over the last couple of years. I think, in the JCL they weren't predicted to do much. They won every game in Division 2 last year, and then lost the final, lost the semi-final. Sorry, but still got promoted as a team that finished in the top 4. And so we didn't necessarily have high hopes for them coming in, but they've won a few games. They've bloodied some noses in Division 1, and in fact, going into the penultimate round, they still had a very, very outside chance of making playoffs, I think. That's gone now with the way the results went last weekend. But, for them, I think avoiding the bottom 2 was the priority for the season. Or it certainly should have been. And if they could have gone any better, then that would be a bonus. And they're looking to finish sort of around that 7, 8, 9 mark. So they should be happy enough with that, I think. Prashant Carlo, we talked about earlier during the semi-final. He was the hero of their semi-final win with an unbeaten half-century to guide them home. Getting on a bit, Prashant, a bit long in the tooth now. Former Japan national team player. He's talking about hanging up his gloves. I can see him there walking around at mid-off, talking about giving up the game at the end of this year. But I suspect he'll still turn out.
Oh, that's close.
That's a decent shout.
Close. Giving it. LB.
Fingers up. Off he goes.
Looked very, very close to me from here.
That looked pretty
sitting
good.
From where we are, right behind the bowler.
Hafiz Mohammed's got to go. It's a change of bowler. And he strikes straight away. Hit a swing there, wasn't there?
There was. It straightened up nicely. He fired it in at the stumps and he just caught him straight in front. It's a beautiful delivery.
Zohail Khan, the bowler.
Thanks to Chiba Sharks, 21 for 2. So there's the breakthrough, which I think they needed because those two started to just push them around a bit and they look pretty comfortable there. It's unfortunately lost his wicket, LBW. And the batsman we got coming in here is... Just waiting to see.
Well, Muneeb Sadiq came in early in the last game, came in at 4. It doesn't look like Muneeb. We're just on the wrong angle to be able to see the shirt numbers. I wonder if that's Atiq. Could be Atiq Ahmed. It could be... Yes, it is. Atiq Ahmed's the new man in. Second ball duck in the semi-final. Earned him a promotion.
It did.
Tell you what. He'll be... He's got friends somewhere, I reckon. Zubair Khan, 3 balls in, 1 for 1. Strong start. Okay, and so we continue. Atiq Ahmed, how's he going to go?
Wow. Was that... I couldn't see from my... Did he throw his leg out there, Alan, or was that the bat that it hit?
I'm not entirely sure what's going on there.
Interesting. 21 for 2. To the 5th over here at the SICG.
I think both of these teams got through their groups as runners-up, which tells you something, doesn't it?
Yes.
There's T20 cricket, anyone can beat anyone. It's always been that unpredictable nature. The Chiba Sharks on a bit of a golden run. This is their 3rd final in a season and a half.
It's a fair effort, isn't it?
No, Japan Cup finals, made the grand final, lost it, went on to win the grand final in the JCL last year, having finished 4th. And here they are again in another grand final. Winning is a habit, they say, Todd. So they've got the pedigree. What will that count for today? We'll see.
It is, and it helps the mental side of the game in big games, big finals. That you know you can do it, and you can come back from any part of the game, even if in a bad position. You know you can fight your way back. It's a good quality to have. So then the over we have. The Chiba Sharks 21 for 2 off 5 overs. Takahashi 8 off 12. Ahmed yet to score. Do we have a bowling change here or not? No, I don't think so. So we have Jabba into his third over here.
Yeah.
He's bowled quite well, Alan.
Well, he was the destroyer in the semi-final, and they're giving him a third over. I thought they might want to hold him back, but they reckon that he's gonna be the one to make the difference. I reckon they're hedging their bets. Nice, funny sort of run up, but
He does. He's a bit
gazelle-like.
He's all over he's a bit wobbly, isn't he? He throws his arms around, but he's getting the job done here. So take a single to the cover region. Oh, mix up, hits him, he's out. Oh, he just, non-striker there. Ahmed trying to take off for a single. He turned like a Mack truck and he just got back. He
turned like a Mack truck.
Couldn't hit the stumps there. It's short. Wasn't much of a throw. He picked it up well, the fielder. He picked it up one hand and tried to throw him down. He just missed the stumps. I reckon he would have been in a bit of trouble there if he hit the stumps. As we always know, a direct hit is always close.
It is. One of the hardest things as an umpire to call on ground.
Very hard, isn't it?
It's a nightmare. I hate it.
Yeah. I think, unfortunately, with direct hits, a lot of the time, they're given not out probably when they're out because it's just so hard to tell. Yeah, it happens so quickly.
Yeah.
Especially when you can't see where the ball's coming from. It just kind of happens all of a sudden.
Yeah, definitely. And you want to give the benefit of the doubt to the batter.
Oh,
I
of
think
course.
It's the way it should be.
Oh. They're getting a few chances here in the field. Paddy's. Sharks just getting a little bit of a rut here. Haven't scored much off the last 2 overs. The bowling's been quite tight.
Yeah, Ibby's 9 of 16, but Ibby's a player who, Ibby Takahashi, has gears.
Okay.
So, again, we could see him explode if he needs to. Won't get a chance if he gets out before that, of course. But he's still there. Power play over. And just 23 from it. I mean, that is a slow power play for sure. I mean, I guess fatigue comes into this. Fitness would be important. We mentioned earlier that the Sharks are probably the younger side. And so come the Paddy's batting, they chased... I didn't actually see the final score, but they chased 87, and Prashant Kali made 50 plus of those in the quarter-final. Semi-final, earlier today. So, I mean, his teammates shouldn't be tired from batting, at least. 59 not out, next highest score of 8.
Oh.
So, yeah, Prashant did all the run scoring. So there'll be worries about the batting for the Paddy Foleys, and the Sharks will be aware of that, but... At the same time, short turnaround, just sort of 30 minutes between games. Probably, all over him. Straight through him. Zubair Khan. Well, Atiq Ahmed completes a day that I probably want to forget.
Poor shot there, Alan. Just...
Yeah,
full Yorker, and he's tried to whack it. I don't know where.
Played all around it.
Tried to smash it through the covers or something. And he hasn't had the best day, but hopefully he can redeem himself in the field.
Marcus Thurgate, much like he was last time, straight out there in a hurry.
He's not mucking around today, Marcus. He's
No.
very keen.
Yeah, Marcus Thurgate played a key role in getting the Sharks over the line in that semi-final. 32 not out in the first innings, guiding them up to a score of 117 when they looked in a fair bit of trouble, and then took a screamer of a catch to finish the game, diving away with his left hand behind the stumps. That 32 not out wasn't without its moments of good fortune.
There's a few interesting shots out
to put it mildly, but plenty of talent, and if Marcus comes off, he could make all the difference. Now, there's again huge gap on the leg side, Todd. Look at this field.
Yeah, not sure.
Just
what that's
3
all
on the
about.
leg side, a regulation square leg, a regulation mid-on, and a fine leg. So, huge gaping gap. The power play's over, and they've only got fine leg, third man, and they look like they've got a sweeper out on the cover boundary.
Interesting field, and especially the way.
So, to be fair, you don't need 5 out because they're not scoring, but Marcus now will have to be looking at that leg side, be eyeing it up, I'm sure, because there's boundaries there to be had if you just get hold of it. Well, staying offside for now. He's off the mark. Likes to get bad on ball early in his innings, Marcus. Doesn't want to be stuck on naught. But he's also a player who can hit boundaries from the off, so this innings needs a bit of momentum, and Marcus could be the one to provide that. So he's coming at 5 again, like he did in the first game of the day. Him and Ibby, good mates, get on pretty well, so could be an important partnership here. See, again, that is just tapped into the leg side. Just timed, no real menace in the shot, but an easy 2 runs because there's just no fielders there. For those wondering, both these players part of the Japan men's squad. Marcus Thurgate, born and raised in Japan, of course, Japanese mum, Aussie dad, but lived his whole life in Japan. Ibby Takahashi, he's a Pakistani father. Spent much of his life in Pakistan, but is back in Japan full-time now.
Oh, thought you were having a bit of it was a false start there, Alan. I thought he was going for the very controversial at the moment man cad there, the way it was.
Don't.
He kind of ran through it and there was a bit going on.
I believe it's just called a run out at the non-striker's end, Todd. Well, you've brought it up, so go on then. Would you like my opinion on the
Yes, I would like to hear
controversial
your opinion.
run out at the non-striker's end that took place the other day? Oh, there's a bit of an appeal there. Nothing doing though, angling down the leg side. Okay, well, first of all, I don't really have a problem with people doing it, in that if a batter is leaving their crease all the time, they are trying to gain an advantage. So why should they be allowed to do that? No place for it, if you ask me. And there needs to be a line, right? You need to... I saw Moeen Ali came out and said, well, there needs to be a line they can't cross. But yes, Moeen, there is. It's painted on the deck. There is a line that they can't cross. To draw another line? I mean, it's ridiculous. But on that particular incident, I don't know how many times you've seen it. It seems very clear to me that the bowler had no intention of bowling. It seems to me that she's run in and she's almost dummied to bowl to send the batter down the wicket because she knows she's going to do it and then run her out. Which to me is like a soccer game. We're trying to dive to win a penalty. It's conning everyone. There's no real desire to actually bowl the delivery. So that bothered me. That being said, from everything I've read, Charlie Dean was leaving her crease every delivery. So she probably deserved it. Whether there were warnings given or not doesn't actually matter, because you don't have to warn someone, and batters should just stay in their crease. So England and Charlie Dean can't have any complaints. But as I said, the fact that what the law says, it's when the bowler could reasonably be expected to have delivered the ball. And I mean, that doesn't mean anything. And I think that rule, that needs rewriting because it's very vague.
The rule's very grey.
Yeah, the rule needs to say...
It's just not worded well.
Yeah, the rule needs to say when the ball has left the hand or something.
100%, I agree. And I agree with what you said too. I have the same opinion on the matter.
Rashid Rana's come on to bowl, by the way. Should let everyone know that.
If it's happening constantly and the batsman keeps doing it, then I don't have a problem with it. But I still think there should be a warning for it. Was there a warning? I don't think there was.
No,
well,
I mean...
India have come out and said they were, and England said they haven't. So it's a bit of a contentious
so
issue.
No one can
I don't
actually
really want to
clear
comment on that. But I think that you still need to warn. I don't like it, but if it is happening every ball and you've told them multiple times to stop it, then I think it's bad luck. Because you are effectively getting an unfair advantage.
Yeah, definitely. So, I don't know if you know the cricket journalist, he's all over Twitter, Peter Delapenna.
Yes.
Yeah, so he has done an in-depth analysis. He went through the England batters in the current T20 series going on with Pakistan. He looked at a couple of the games. He looked at every ball, and he looked to see whether the England batters were leaving their crease or not. Harry Brook leaves the crease every ball.
Every ball he looked at?
Every single ball.
Gee.
And he recorded it. Alex Hales never leaves the crease early. Okay. Not once. Someone else never leaves the crease early. Moeen was a weird one. I think he didn't for his first 14 balls, and then he did for his next 15 balls. So, yeah, some batters are serial offenders. Yeah. And some clearly are better at doing it. Now, if a batter like Alex Hales, who is one of the best T20 cricketers in the world, batters in the world, if he is capable of never leaving his crease early and still scoring all the runs he does, then I'm sure everyone else should be capable of doing it too.
Yes, I agree. It's actually takes a single out to deep cover. It was a contentious decision. I felt sorry for the umpires a little bit. I mean, they had to give it out. It was just a shame that it ruined the end of the game.
Yeah, I agree.
More than anything.
The other thing I felt was that they still needed 17 to win. They're bowling at the last wicket pair and the number 11 is on strike. Yeah. Just bowl at the number 11. She's probably not very good. I appreciate the partnership had been going a while, but...
Oh, mix up.
Oh, didn't want that to be a direct hit, did he?
Oh, he's hit. Third batsman hit with the ball here and he's not happy. But,
was he throwing his bat there?
He threw his bat,
yes. Throw?
But I think it was in frustration over getting hit with the ball. But I'm sure he'll be okay. He can shake it off. Yeah, well, that's the other part of it too, isn't it? I mean, you're bowling to the number 11 batsman. Just
with plenty of runs still needed.
Just bowl her out.
Yeah.
You know?
So there was a lot... in that particular instance, I didn't like it, but in the grand scheme of things, I understand why it happens. It's probably not something I would do, although when I've played cricket, plenty of times I've just stopped in the bowl, in my delivery, and when the guy is like halfway down the track, and it's been like, mate, come on.
Okay, yeah.
But that's just giving warnings. But, I play at a much lower level. And, if you're the Indian team or any professional team and you've got win bonuses and things like that, these things matter, right?
Well, they do. Every game matters.
And winning a game, people a lot of noise about it over the last week. But in a year's time, no one will remember it, no one will care. And the record will read that India won that series 3-0 and everyone will be happy about it. But I agree, I looked at the wicketkeeper and she didn't look all that chuffed about it. And the Indian team didn't celebrate particularly wildly. I think they kind of knew. I think they were probably a little bit embarrassed.
Yeah, I would have been embarrassed if I was on that side. Someone did that. But, I mean, it'll get forgotten about and the only time it'll be brought back up will be next time they play each other.
Yeah,
in
exactly.
Another series.
Anyway, that's enough of that. We spent 2 hours talking about it. A little bit's happened. 30 for 3, 8.4 overs gone. Zubair Khan's causing problems, isn't he?
They're bowling quite well. They've really slowed the scoring down, and the Sharks will have to get going here, I think.
Yeah, Marcus Thurgate's tried to show some aggression in his last few deliveries, but 2 off 9, he's It's not quite happening for him right now, and the field is still so in, isn't it? I mean, look, there's one out on the offside at the covered boundary. There's a fine leg. This long on is here in front of us, but and there's a long off too. So 4 out, it looks like.
I like the field at the moment. I mean, they're not scoring, so there's no need to have anyone else back, is there? As they get a single, just runs to a short mid on area as the fieldsman in the short mid wicket and runs across. Score is 32 for 3. We have Takahashi on 15 off 24, and Thurgate goes to these 2 off 9. So I think Marcus will try and invent something here, Alan, like he did in the semi-final.
Yeah, might still be
he's eyeing
that leg side.
Yeah, he's definitely eyeing that mid-wicket area. And he goes large.
Exactly, that'll be a boundary. Will it be 4 or 6?
It's a 6. Marcus Thurgate.
Yep. Signal's coming.
He looked over there a few times, and as Alan said earlier, there was no one out there about 2 overs ago.
Yeah,
I think Marcus would have sized it up and waiting for the perfect delivery, and he just picked it up well. He picked up the line and straight away and flicked it over for 6. So showing a bit of intent here.
Pretty risk-free shot, as we said. We talked about this a lot in the semi-final. You know, when the field's up like that, it doesn't matter if you miss-hit it because it's probably going to land safe. And he did that plenty of times in that first semi-final. But that one, he's absolutely nailed. And I'll tell you what, he will be feeling a lot better. Suddenly, he's 8 off 10. And yeah, Marcus, we know he likes it out in the middle of the bat. Once he gets one away, confidence will go up, and he's such a confidence player. If he's feeling good and he's getting the ball out in the middle, he could be dangerous and he could make the difference for the Sharks. Because again, they've got to get themselves up to 110, 120. Make Paddy's work. We saw how they struggled to chase down 87 in the first semi-final. But there'll be tired legs out there, but.
And we talk a lot of relieving pressure when batting, and that's the perfect example of that was the last ball of the over, and he's taken him down for 6, and it just relieves the pressure. Yeah. And now Takashi's just pushed it to deep mid wicket for a single, gets Marcus back on strike.
Someone on the live stream, we've got Oais Khan asking if express fast bowler Atiq Ahmed is playing today. Yes, Oais, I can tell you that he is. He is playing. Unfortunately, he's been and gone with the bat. Didn't contribute anything there. And I don't think he bowled in the semi-final, did he?
No, he didn't bowl.
So despite his express pace, Oais, he's not one of the Sharks' top 6 bowlers. But I'm glad you think that he will win the game for the Sharks. It's good confidence, and let's see if they trust him with the ball this time around. Rashid Rana's doing the bowling right now, and that is going to go the distance. Ibi Takahashi's used his feet and clobbered it over square leg. 6 runs all the way.
Perfect example of last over, as we said. Marcus Thurgate hits that 6, relieves some pressure. Now Takahashi's got the confidence to play some shots himself. I really expect the Sharks to get going here. I think Paddy's will need to pick up a wicket shortly, or at least dot him up a bit, bowl a bit straighter. They look really targeting the leg side. Oh, he's just gone through, beat everyone, gone straight through to the keeper. Gee, stumping chance. He was out too. He's just gone straight through him. You've got to take those chances.
Chop that through for a bye in the end.
Take the big chances in the big final. And that was a big chance, especially with Takahashi. You know, he's 22 off 25, just starting to really tick the scoreboard over.
Yeah, this partnership now going along. 24, the partnership. Came together the start of the 7th over. So they've just starting to move things along a little bit. A couple of boundaries making a difference. Little bit of a momentum shift. We saw in these semi-finals, you know, all the teams were around the 40s at the halfway mark, and then really the second half of the innings defines the game, doesn't it? 47 for 3 at halfway. You know, 3 wickets down is okay. Still plenty in the shed. Guys who can bat. There you go. We can see Todd. Number 50 on his back, Dougal Bedingfield. He's in the Chiba Sharks kit, and he's got his pads on, so he may well be next in. He's stalking around the boundary, waiting to get at those paddies. And we'll see if he does come in next, and he'll be hoping he doesn't have to bat at all, I'm sure.
I'm sure he does.
He'll be very happy if he watches these guys mount a charge in these last 10 overs, but I suspect he'll be in before too long. Yeah, looks like there's a change of bowler. What's that shirt number, Todd? You got better eyesight than I do.
It looks like number 75.
Number 75, which would be Malik Hamza. Yeah, young lad, Malik Hamza. Was due to play in the Futures League, and then after signing up, he forgot that he had work that weekend. So
He forgot.
was a late withdrawal, and got a bit of work to do to get invited back. But he does okay for Paddy's. He's a big lad for a youngster. Not entirely sure how old he is. I think he's early 20s. Futures League's an under-23 competition, of course. So it'll be interesting to see how they take him. They've changed the field now, so there is someone out on that leg side boundary. Sort of deep square leg.
Oh.
So mid on, mid off for both back. Fine leg is back, which is he's in a funny position for.
So it's got like a backward
spinner.
It's a bit of a fine backward square, isn't it? It's a bit of a weird, strange position. Especially with the short fine leg. It's a bit of a nothing.
Yeah, it's like two fielders in the line, really. And then you've got only one guy out on the offside. Well, you're on the offside, you've got mid on, long off and deep cover. So it just clips that back to the bowler. Really, you're looking now at extra cover or sort of cow corner, really, are your boundary options. But there's also no one. They kind of got a gully. Is that guy in a sort of
like a short third man?
Short third man. Well, that nothing positions just fielded the ball, Todd. So the captains obviously know more than we do.
I think they're
obviously there for the bottom edge undercut past leg stump. Which to be fair, if they watched the semi-final, Marcus did play a few of those shots.
Marcus played a couple really well, actually. I just think that the man at deep back, bit of turn. The man at square leg should be a bit more further around a mid wicket. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. And the guy at fine leg should be, or wide fine leg, they should be moving a bit more further across, give yourself some more cover in that mid-wicket area. But we'll see what happens there. It's the end of the over, and the score is 48 for 3.
Just one from that over. Single off the first ball. Don't forget, you can tweet us at hashtag JCLT20. And be sure to give Japan Cricket a follow whilst you're at it, at Cricket Japan. You can hop on our Instagram page as well. Plenty of good photos there, not so much from today, but just in general. Give us a follow. Again, Japan_cricket. Plenty of news, updates. Rana continues. Takahashi just puts that one out to the deep mid-wicket boundary and trots through for a single. And we'll bring up the 50 for the team. 2 men out on that leg side boundary now. So, again, just another single, but good intent. They look like they've taken an over and a half to weigh up Rashid Rana. And I think now they're deciding that perhaps he's the bowler they can target. There's no one out on the offside boundary. I mean, look at that. And they keep hitting to the leg side. And these guys, they're both pretty strong. Sort of over extra cover. The only offside fielder on the boundary is long off. There is no one on the boundary from long off all the way around to square leg.
Really?
And he goes for the reverse. It's a good option. He hasn't connected with it at all.
Bottom edge.
But is there a slip there? Big appeal, but not given. Someone's gone running after that. Has he gone from point or? Side screen is inconveniently right in the way for us, isn't it, Todd?
Yes, we've had this issue in the semi-final where it was actually a drop cap went
right
through someone's hand, and we could only see it through the panels of the side screen. The white of the ball dropping between our beautiful black side screens, which we have here.
There you go. Has he got enough on that?
Shot.
Yes, he has. It's gone miles. Takahashi. Told you he'd been working on his leg side batting, and he's pummeled that over mid-wicket. 6 runs. It's the third 6 of the innings now. All of them have come off, not all of them, 2 of them have come off Rashid Rana.
Yeah, Rana just dropping it a little bit short there, and Takahashi just too good, picking it up quite well. And
single, 6. So no dots in this over so far, and Rana, I think, has probably run his race with the ball at least. I'm sure he'll have a part to play with the bat. He'll be a key wicket for Paddy's in the chase. But for now, they're enjoying his batting. They'll sprint through for a single.
No.
Maybe buzzers, no. So, 59 on the board.
So it's 59 for 3 after 12 overs. Looking at that score around 120, still 130, I believe. It's just after the, as we say in 50 over cricket, Alan, you're trying to work out what the team will make projection. You kind of go for 30 overs and double it. I think T20, you're trying to go for 13, 14, or 13 overs to double it, I'd say.
Yeah.
12 or 13.
12 probably, yeah.
Players just getting a quick drink. It is a warm day here in Sano. It's cooled down a little bit with a nice breeze in the commentary box the last probably half an hour, which is good for us people sitting up here. Of course, we have the men's national team having a bit of a training session on the other ground there, ground number 2. Just some centre wicket practice leading into the bilateral series next week, followed by the T20 World Cup qualifiers, as we have play commencing here after a short drinks break. Nice and run. Oh, gee. Marcus Sergate, he's off quick. He's really good call between the wickets, and he just called it as a batsman, as the fieldsman was picking up the ball, but he put him under a bit of pressure and fumbled, so no run out chance. Score moves to 51 for 3.
No, you're looking, sorry. I'm doing a replay.
Marcus Sergate knocks it down to the long on for a single.
59 for 3 at the end of the 12th over. Am I a little bit behind? Tiny bit behind. Quite a lot behind. 61, that looks like.
Nice shot there. Through the
Bit of
cover
work
region.
to do in the field.
Takahashi picks up 2 and moves on to 33.
Yeah, he's moved along quite nicely all of a sudden, hasn't he?
He has, and he's
a couple of big hits. He's going out to run a ball now.
snuck up there, hasn't he? Like, you haven't really noticed him doing too much, but he's... Oh,
hit straight at this short mid-wicket. It's a brave man standing in there. I think it's the captain put him in there himself, to be fair. Again, they've got a bit more cover out on the boundaries now, and as Paddy's just looking to use their spinners. We talked a lot in the first semi-final that the Falcons were a bit slow to bring their spinners into the game. But these two both play spin pretty well.
They do. They move around the crease and use their feet quite well.
Yeah, Takahashi particularly is good against the spinners. Thurgate generally prefers a bit more pace on the ball, but there's nothing to worry him here with these spinners. He's probably not going as fluently as he would like. That's just the nature of his season, really. He's 12 off 21. There's a big 6 in there as well, so probably a few too many dots for Marcus. But at the moment, he's playing a good supporting role for Ibi Takahashi. Coming to the end of this 13th over, and with wickets in hand, I think now Marcus particularly has got to start going. There's guys to come who can swing the bat. They rode the storm after those early wickets.
They did.
23 for 3, I think they were, after the first ball of the 7th over. But these guys have rectified that, put on 40 so far, and I think now they need to start pushing. They've got to get to 120, I think, to feel comfortable, which they should do easily from here.
You'd think so. We'll run a chance. Oh, he's out.
He's out by miles. That's a great throw. Oh, hang on. I'm not sure what's happened here.
I think the bail was already off. I think he's knocked the bail off.
I think the bowler.
Look at the replay here, but
I'm going to have to scroll back on the channel.
I reckon that bail's already been knocked off, and then he's hit the stump because it looked out. I reckon if you have a look at the replay here, so it looks like live for my eye that the bowler has knocked that stump off, the bail off. The ball's hit that stump, so he cannot be out. Alan's going to have a look at the replay while I keep talking about the live action as he ran a bowls, and he's
Oh, he's swatting that. That's going to land safe.
got down on one knee and he's just swatted it across. The wicket's playing quite a bit of bounce here. It's kind of getting a bit quicker as the day goes on. So we're having a look at the replay here, and it does look like the bowler. Oh, in the air, long off, bounced. Oh, Fieldsman didn't want to have too much of a crack. Singled a long off to Thurgate. So yeah, looking at the replay here. Oh, shot. Oh, 4 runs to Thurgate. It's gone to Takahashi. Gets down and spots one to square leg, which is a bit of a fielding error there, and the fielder couldn't pick it up in time and goes for 4.
I can't see what's happened here. I mean, he's thrown it in and it's hit the stumps.
Look at Thurgate, he goes like this, like he's hit the watch there. The captain asks him what's happened. Watch out, he passes his leg. Yeah, it says,
Yeah, saying the leg.
So yeah, it was the run out was not out because the bowler had taken the bail off with his
Leg as he went in.
before the ball had hit the stumps.
And all he needed to do was leave it alone.
If he just stood there, he would have been fine.
He would have been fine.
So a good decision by umpire Thurgate here. Chris Thurgate, the Japan international umpire.
Yeah,
Very
he'll be umpiring.
experienced.
He'll be umpiring in the internationals coming up. He's done plenty of tournaments for the ICC, and he'll be umpiring in the bilaterals against Indonesia and in the World Cup qualifier as well. He's been asked by the ICC to stand in those.
Oh,
and Adam Burst will be making his international bow in the international series against Indonesia as well.
Oh, that's fantastic for Adam in his first year on the panel, and he's going to do a international cricket game, a T20 in the bilateral series. It's a great achievement from him.
So 8 of that over. Ron has bowled his 4 overs out in a row. 0 for 28. I suppose, 7 and over. It's a bit expensive given how everyone else has gone. I'm a little surprised he bowled all 4, but perhaps that's just a reflection of the depth that Paddies have. Malik is still bowling as well. Played out into the leg side again. There's lots of singles on offer now for these two. They've got to a point where they're comfortable. They're seeing the ball pretty well. They know where the fielder is and they can manipulate the bowlers because they're not changing the bowling.
No.
These two have been bowling now plenty.
And Paddies of trying to bowl a bit defensively. They're not trying to take a wicket, but these two batsmen are set and they're just taking them apart quite well.
Oh, that's just run to third man. I think he was looking to get a bit more on that to get it going a bit quicker, but it's a comfortable single. And from Thurgate's point of view, sure, he's not blazing a trail here, but Ibi Takahashi is 43 or 40. Just feed him the strike.
Marcus is playing his role really well here, Thurgate. He's just turning the strike over. I think he's hit a couple fours, but he's just trying to give Takahashi the strike, and these two look happy to turn it over, get some singles here for these next couple overs. Smart batting. Do have wickets in the shed, and Marcus hits it deep.
That's going to land safe again.
That's 4.
It's been his day today. He's been
4 to
finding gaps and...
That's the spot where I said he should have moved the fine leg around to.
That is exactly the spot. Toddy, I don't know why you're not out there captain on this side.
A bit.
Go and have a word.
Ability-wise, Alan, I think that's the problem. But, I just think the field still is a bit wrong. He's kind of moved over a little bit now. But Marcus did well there. He picked the field, picked the gap, and got rewarded with a 4. Really strong through that mid-wicket square area, isn't he, Marcus?
Hits it cleanly there.
At the end of the over, we
That's
have
80 for 3. So these bowlers, they've bowled 7 overs between them on the trot without a change. It's just made it very easy for the batters, hasn't it? This partnership's now worth 57. We missed the 50 came up earlier in the over, and they just it's just a bit easy for them.
It is easy, isn't it?
They could really launch these next 5 overs now with the wickets in hand and set batters. These guys could really take it to them.
Well, now we're looking at a score of probably 130, I'd say, would be
Yeah,
If
10
you
and,
look
10
at
and
10
over from
the
here.
last 5 would be
With these wickets in
maybe,
hand.
yeah, between 130 and 140 would be the
Yeah.
ideal score now. Paddy's need to figure out what they want to do here. They kind of just running in and bowling. I don't really see much of a plan at the moment.
Well, they're going to have to make a change now because Ryan has bowled out.
So we have, is that the
And of course, Chiba was bowling all his overs up top, so he's got 1 over left. I suspect they'll keep him back, but
is Malik?
no, Malik's been bowling at the other end. So is this a new bowler?
No, this is the
This may well be.
opener.
They've
Funny, actually.
Jabbar Khan. They've brought him back to try and break the partnership, which it's a bit of a Hail Mary play, isn't it? Because he's the he's only got the 1 over left, Abdul Jabbar. If he can break this partnership, it will be
Shots.
worth it. But alternatively, he might just get slapped to the boundary. Ibi Takahashi moves on to 49. And the momentum now, Jabbar Khan, his first 3 overs for 12, 1 for 12. He was certainly the pick of the bowlers, but being given a difficult task to come back when they've allowed these batters to settle, haven't they?
Yeah, they have, and that just bowling a bit too straight here. I think they probably should set the field where he wants to bowl. It's kind of, you look at the offside field here. Do you tell him, we'll bowl just outside off stump and we'll set the field? I don't know. I think they've bowled a bit straight in the last 6 overs because they've just been hitting across the line and finding a way to flick it through the leg side, which they weren't doing early in the game. Like that there.
There'll be 4 more. So we talked in the first semi-final about the Falcons. They were pretty disciplined in bowling full, certainly in the first 15 overs.
Yeah.
But in this innings, even the spinners, we've seen too many things get dropped short. Ibi Takahashi's just brought up his half century off 44 deliveries. And, 2 short balls, 2 boundaries. Just allowing them back in the game, aren't they?
Yeah, they've been a bit wayward here the last, probably since the 10 over mark, you'd say, Alan. They've been very wayward and they're starting to cost them a bit, but the Sharks are cashing in. They're really cashing in here, and they've...
Paddy's were, we commented on it, didn't we, in the power play, how up and about they were in those first few overs. There was a lot of noise of Paddy's they're riding the wave of that narrow win in the semi-final. But here they are. And at the power play, they had them, 40 odd in the power play, or was it even less than that?
Nah, less
No,
than 30.
23
20
at 6
in the
overs.
20s, yeah.
23 for 6 overs. 23 for 3 after 6.1 it was. But since then, it's been all Sharkies.
Clean hitting again for 4.
Takahashi's
taking them down.
suddenly he's struck 3 boundaries in the last 4 deliveries. That's 14 from the over already. The gamble to bring Jabbar Khan back, even if he takes a wicket now, it's not paid off.
It's been a bit
because the Sharks are...
It's been a disaster, isn't it? This over.
Yeah, and there's no support. There's no noise in the field. There's no, geeing him up. There's no anything. It's just silent. And the body language and the Paddy Foleys players, yeah, it's not helping them, is it?
No, I think the other problem here is even if you're not moving the field, take some time, go to your bowler and just move a guy in and out, just to
do something.
Slow it up a bit and just...
Make the batsman think.
That's right, make him wait. They're kind of just going through the motions. Been good batting, though, by the Sharks. They've been really smart and that they were looking earlier when they were in a rut to where they were going to score. And it all really started when Marcus played that shot, that over square leg, where he looked
that release shot.
Yeah, that released the pressure, and ever since then they've just been unstoppable.
It's been a real shift. The ebbs and flows of T20 cricket, eh, Todd?
Oh, gee, it's gone through. And it's 4.
Oh, goodness me, well.
Buys.
Well, fielder possibly didn't do everything he could to cut that off. I would have liked to see a dive. I do like a dive. I've said this before.
Like a bit of theatrics in the field.
Yeah, a bit disappointing we didn't see one there, but it's an expensive over.
So the end of the over.
19 from that over.
The Chiba Sharks at 99 for 3 off 16 overs. 19 coming off the Jabba over. Costly over. Let's see if
15
Paddy's
off the
can-
bat. And we were saying 120, 130. Well, now, yeah, we might well be looking at 140.
It's interesting to see what happens here with Paddy's if they can take a couple of wickets and try and slow it down a little bit. We have seen, though, once teams do take wickets, it has taken a few guys. It has taken the batsmen to a while to get into their innings. So maybe they can do that and just try and stem some of the bleeding here. But
yeah, from Paddy's point of view, if they keep him to 120 from here, they'll be delighted.
Oh, definitely.
But both these guys, look, Marcus Thurgate hasn't really shown it yet, but Takahashi has. We know that they can go big. They can take 15, 20 off overs easily. You know, Malik is going to bowl again. I mean, he's bowled okay, 3 overs for 14. He's done all right. But at this stage now, it's so easy for them. I mean, even they've just taken the 2 there. They should not be taking 2 there. I was always told as a fielder, you're either saving 1, saving 4, or you're nowhere.
That's right.
And you know, you've got a fielder here clearly. You know, you can't be taking 2. Trying a little paddle sweep.
So the keeper's direct hit here, and
Batter's comfortably in, gone out to the boundary. No one looking to go after the ball.
when it's not going your way, it isn't going your way. It's a throw the stumps down and ricochets for another run. But
New Zealand know a bit about that, I think. Unfortunate ricochets in finals.
they do. They definitely do. But, so we go here, the Sharks up to 103 for 3.
Yeah, hundreds up in this over now. So confidence is flowing for the Chiba Sharks, and I hasten to say they may have enough already.
Well, you have said that before, Alan.
I haven't. I've been wrong. So I'll shut up. Comments like that aren't helpful. JCL T20 is the hashtag, guys. Please feel free to tell us what you think a good first inning score is. What do you think Paddy's will be able to chase? If you're not on Twitter, you can just comment on the YouTube feed, on the Japan Cricket channel if you're not watching. If you're watching on our partners fan code app in India, then yeah, get on our Twitter account. Join the conversation. Say hello to us. Tell us what you think a good score is. Tell us who you think the star players are. Hashtag JCLT20. Myself and Todd will be keeping an eye out on all the tweets and all the messages. Chelsea Moscript is tipping the Sharks to get over in a tight tussle. She reckons you're a natural, Todd, in the commentary box. Doesn't say anything about me. Thanks, Chelsea.
She's too kind, Chelsea. She's too kind. As we get it, knocks it down to deep mid wicket there.
Yeah, Chelsea Moscript, former Japan Women's Player of the Year and another JCA employee. She's just got back from coaching a tour in Fiji.
I saw she was over there with Cricket with Borders. Is that
Cricket
right?
Without Borders, yeah. Yep, looked like a fun trip. They had a member of the Japan Women's squad with them as well. Elena Nan was over there with them.
Oh, fantastic.
They did a great job by all accounts. Still waiting to see the scorecards from those games. But by all accounts, it was a successful tour, and typical Cricket Without Borders, going out there, spreading the game, doing great things. And Chelsea, I think, enjoyed being a head coach. And I'm pretty sure she got out in the field. I think she managed to get herself a game.
Wouldn't surprise me. Chelsea loves cricket.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what... if there's some news coming from Chelsea soon. I know she's been applying for some new roles, so see if we hear any more about that in the near future. Right then, Paddies, 109 for 3, the Chiba Sharks after 17 overs. Hamza Malik has bowled his 4 overs for 22. He's done okay, you know, just comes off a couple of paces and rolls his arm over. They haven't been able to really punish him, but he hasn't really threatened either, has he?
No, he's kind of been just bowling his, I suppose, what he bowls and just a bit straight and trying to limit runs, but...
Hoping for a mistake more than anything else, isn't he?
He does.
And these two haven't made one. Ibi Takahashi is up to 67 now from 52 deliveries. He's hit 4 boundaries and 2 sixes. Marcus Thurgate's 20 off 30. He's having a good day of it.
They're a good partnership, these two batting together. Marcus
They are.
is taking the anchor role, and it's allowed Takahashi to really go after the bowling here.
And it looks like they've only got the 5 bowlers. They'll be turning back to Shoaib Hassan, I think. That would be my guess. He'll be bowling now. Bowled 2 overs at the beginning for 10, did okay. Struck into the offside, that'll be cut off.
Oh, no. No, it's only 2. Bit of a misfield there on the boundary. Thought it was going to go for 4, but it was limited to just the 2. Takes the score to 111 for 3.
Yep, it is Shoaib Hassan taking the ball. And I guess Zohail Khan will come back. He did a lot of damage up front, 2 for 15 from his 3 overs. I suspect he'll bowl at the other end, and so they've had to use their 5 bowlers. Bit of invention Marcus Thurgate's going for there, trying to ramp it. I've seen Marcus play that shot a lot. I don't think I've ever seen him pull one off.
I've seen him play it a couple. I've seen him only once, I reckon, pull it off. I think he did it in the under-19 tournament where he played a nice little ramp, but he does try to do it a lot. Must be something that he...
To be fair, the shot's on. There's no fielders down there, so I can see why he's doing it. It's a good boundary option. Let's see if Ibi Takahashi can execute.
Bowled him.
He's tried
wow.
it. There's a big celebration. Looks like he's giving him some chirp as well, which
wow.
really there's no place for whatsoever. No need for a send-off when a guy scored 67 against you in what's likely to be a low-scoring game. Not sure I particularly like that behaviour. Don't mind the celebration. There's nothing wrong with that, but you'll stay out of the batter's ear, I think.
It's Takahashi there trying to move across his wicket, try and flick it down to the fine leg area.
Trying to repeat what Marcus was going for.
Caught his middle stump out of the ground. Fantastic innings by Takahashi.
Yeah, it's a really good innings. Deserves a lot of credit. I'm sure he'll get a big round of applause from his teammates. 67 he made from 54 deliveries. And he's going to be able to put his feet up for 2.5 overs and then get ready to take the new ball, I suspect. But Munib Siddique's rushed out there. Put his dancing shoes on. He'll be ready to go. Again, someone else who been around a fair bit of time in Japan cricket. He's out there to bat with his buddy Marcus Thurgate. Come through the age groups together, these guys. Munib, of course, born in Pakistan, but moved to Japan when he was 6. Japanese passport holder, naturalised citizen. Been part of the Japan national squad for many years now, along with Marcus, both brought into the squad as teenagers. Just started a new job with Robert Walters, as Munib Siddique, so he's joined the professional ranks, so his cricket's having to fit around that now. He'll be keen to have an impact on this game. He's probably likely to have more of an impact with the ball. But now, for Marcus, he's the one who's got to step up now, hasn't he, for these last 15 balls or so. He's got to try and take as much of the strike as possible. As you said rightly a moment ago, wickets have tended to fall in clusters. It's difficult for a new bat to come in straight away and hit the straps. So Thurgate's got to step up here.
Yeah, definitely. His role now is to take the Takahashi role and
be the aggressor.
And Munib will just support him and try and get him on strikers when he can.
There's a wide ball. So if I'm Marcus now, I'm not necessarily looking to play the ramps or the scoops or the flicks. He should just play his natural game, play his best shots. He's got a great power hitting game. Stick to that. Doesn't matter where the fielder is. Marcus can clear the fielders, particularly on the leg side. The boundary's not that long because we're playing on the pitch on the furthest side of the strip, so that leg side boundary is a bit shorter than it might normally be. So if I'm Marcus Thurgate, I'm definitely eyeing that up.
Yeah, he hits the ball so clean too, straight through the line.
There you go.
And that is...
It's going to fall safe.
Single? That's a...
I think he didn't. He just
leg.
didn't swing fully. Maybe he didn't get his balance quite right on that one.
I think there might have been a bit of pace taken off the ball there, but he gets a single.
Scoreboard stays ticking over. Lots happening in this over. I mean, we haven't had a dot. 2-1 wicket, 1 wide 1. So lots going on. Shadiq to face up one more time. Last ball of the over. Drives into the covers, and they'll just scamper through for a single without too much difficulty.
So at the end of the over, we have the Chiba Sharks 116 for 4, 2 overs to go. You're looking at 135 to 140 mark, you'd say, 10 off each over as a minimum.
130, 140, somewhere in that sort of zone. If they can get with Takahashi having gone, it's going to be tougher for them to get those big overs of sort of 15. But no reason they shouldn't be. 130 is minimum here from here now, I'd say.
Now we can't see the bowler from our vantage point, but 2 to go. Is that?
Yes. Well, my suspicion would be that you're not going to bring a new bowler on now, so I would guess that it's Zohair Khan. Zohair Khan's got 1 over remaining.
Nice shot to long on there. Coming back for the second, Marcus Thurgate.
Yep, Khan it is with the ball in his hand. Bowled pretty well up top. Took the 2 wickets at the start of the innings. Of course, for the Tokyo Falcons, there was a left arm spinner that did all the damage. You see, and the 2 bowlers who've bowled spin for Paddy today have been very samey, haven't they?
They have.
Just right arm over, just drifting it in. Cleanly hit into the offside. They'll come back for 2 again. Shadiq just getting bad on ball and looking to run it. So we won't get the chance to see much of Bedingfield bat. I do wonder if he'll have a bowl though. He's pretty effective as a bowler in T20 cricket. Oh my goodness, what has he just done? What has he just done? Well, confusion with the batters. Thurgate was halfway down the track, thinking there was a single on. The bowler got it in his hand. All he had to do was take 2 paces and take the bails off. And inexplicably, he tried to throw it at the stumps from side on and missed. So, in the end, Thurgate just trots through for a single. Should have been back in the hutch. So, as we said, when it's not going your way, it's just not. And that was a complete brain fade from Zohair Khan. Got to try and do a bit more with the ball now. Marcus Thurgate goes for the ramp. There you go, Toddy. He's pulled one off.
That's why he plays it, Alan.
Yeah, well, it's the right shot to play. There's no one there. Fine legs up in the circle. Executed perfectly that time. 4 runs to Thurgate. It was on to 28. And the Sharks again, they're scoring off every ball, and it makes such a difference because from a bowler's side, from a captain's side, from the fielding side, it's just, you don't feel you've got any control over what's happening. And they're getting bad on ball, and they're scoring at different parts of the ground. It's a nightmare for bowlers. And, you know, we've had 2-2, 1-4, so 9 off this over with 2 balls to go. Oh, there we go. It's going to be, the fielder cut that off.
Oh, with the feet.
With his feet. He looked all over the place. But, again, there's no noise, no support in the field, is there, from Paddy Foleys? They're all standing around, lots of teapots, lots of head scratching.
Teapots.
I mean, there's only 127. The score is not that bad. It's still very chaseable, but I think
it's very good.
Given their struggles in the semi-final, there'll be
it's not enough energy out there for me from the Paddy's Foleys, but it is the end of the innings, and sometimes that can happen. Everyone's kind of going through the motions.
Well, the Sharks have taken...
And he's trying to do it again. And
the Sharks have taken 104 runs off the last 14 overs. Well, for the last 14. 13 overs, actually. So, you know, momentum shift dramatically after... you're supposed to score your runs in the power play, aren't you?
You are.
That's why it exists. But it shows how difficult it is to start your innings out here today. Batters have really struggled to get going in the power play. But once you're in... if you can get in, you can score. We've seen a lot of scores of sort of 8, 9, 10 off a lot of balls, but then we've seen guys scoring 50s, 60s off not many.
Yep.
So the guys who ride out that starting tricky start, get their eye in, and there are runs to be scored here, absolutely. Thurgate's made his second 30 of the day. He's caught up a little bit here. He's 30 off 36 now. And Sadiq trying to copy his buddy.
And he's got it away for 4.
He has. I'm not sure it went quite where he intended, but it doesn't matter. It's crossed the line. And they'll be enjoying themselves, these two. They'll be having a laugh, I'm sure. the 130 up now, 131 for 4. Show up a sound, just thinking about what he can do with this field. Of course, if you move a fielder there, then that opens up space elsewhere. So look around and try and cause some problems. Well, Sadiq's trying it again. If he'd connected with that, it would have gone straight to third man. So he's probably grateful he didn't get hold of that one, and it's a single and third get back on strike. So what do we do? Does the ramp fest continue, these last 4 balls?
No, I think he'll look at that mid-wicket area.
And you think he'll look mid-wicket, or he'll look sort of extra cover?
He hasn't really hit many. It depends where he bowls it, but I think he'll. I really think he's eyeing that mid-wicket area. That's his best hitting spot.
Fine leg has come around a bit, so he is there now, and it looks like third man's going to drop as well. So I think the Paddies are reacting to these ramp shots, and that does give opportunities, particularly through point. Wow.
Bowled him.
He was looking at that mid-wicket zone. Stumps out the ground. Not quite as much of a passionate celebration this time.
No, but
I think the damage is done. Thurgate's 30 off 37. It's another very good support knock from Marcus Thurgate, and he's sacrificed himself there a little bit, just playing a big swing to try and get boundaries. Any runs that the Sharks get from here, I think, are bonus runs, aren't they?
Oh, definitely. So we see Dougal Bedingfield going out in the crease to the crease. He's
let's see how much he scampers.
3 balls.
I'm not sure we'll see him ramping. I'm not sure that's necessarily in his repertoire.
I don't think the ramp's in Dougal's repertoire at all, is it?
I suspect we'll be seeing mid-wicket and perhaps extra cover.
Yeah, I was going to say, I reckon through that, maybe that extra cover backward point
with
area.
With the guys back, you've got points up, and that backward point area. If he's bowling,
if he gives him a bit of room, he'll smash it through backward.
Anything wide going through point, anything short's going over mid-wicket, full and straight. Yeah, that's what you need to be bowling given this field. You've just got to bowl full and straight, haven't you?
Oh, definitely.
It's a clean hit to go back over the bowler's head to beat the fielders from here.
Right.
Walking across these.
Deuce.
Oh, hello.
Oh,
my goodness. Well, the ball was in the air for a long time. Fielder had an age to think about what he was going to do and how he was going to catch it. And he proceeded to just let it land on the tip of his fingers and roll away from him. And 2 runs to the betting field.
From our vantage point, that ball looked like it was going.
It looked like it was going miles, didn't it?
I got a bit excited
when he first did it. I thought it was going over the fence, but actually it just went straight up in the air.
Sorry about the false alarm there. Bedingfield moves across again. It's wide. Now
he's walking off.
Walking.
I'm not sure the umpire was going to give it, but Bedingfield's just walked off, so that's caught by the keeper.
Caught behind for 2. Bedingfield.
2 off 2.
Who's coming in here for 1 ball?
Well, it could be anyone.
36.
Batcher. Hamid Batcher could come in.
It might be Batcher.
He came in at this late in the first innings and did a decent job. So who's in? Arsal Sahel hasn't come in yet. Could be him. Arsal Sahel it is. Coming in for the final ball. So 2 wickets and 3 balls. Still 7 off the over. Can't look away, can you? 134 on the board. Where will the Chiba Sharks finish? 6 to finish to get to 140, Todd? What do you reckon?
I reckon 1. Oh, wow. It could be another one here.
There could be a couple there, yep. Overthrows.
That's poor cricket.
Two buys to long off.
And we've got a run out here.
If he bothers to run.
All right, so we've got 2 runs. Run out, 1 run.
Has he called it 1 short there?
1 run, no, run out at the bowler's end.
Really? How did they do that? How did they mess that up so badly?
So we have the Chiba Sharks finishing on. We're gonna have to check this. I think
135.
We've got the replay up. Alan's gonna have a look at the replay.
I'm gonna have a closer look and see what's going on
Just
here.
to confirm the final score.
So Shoaib Hassan came in. He's taken 3 wickets in the day, so he'll be happy enough with himself. That last delivery is missed. Keeper fumbles it, throws it at the non-striker's end. They miss it. They come back for a second. Sadiq's just
That would be
dollying.
Two,
That's
that would be
2 runs there.
That's 2. Yeah, so it's out of the non-strikers. That would be 2.
Well, no, it's out here.
No,
Sadiq's run out in the end.
Said it's at the non-strikers before that.
Right, but the second run was still confirmed.
Yes, it was, but I thought it wasn't because it was at that.
So
end.
that should be 136 in that case.
So the final score is Chiba Sharks 136. We'll be back in 10 minutes for the
Resumption, for the second innings. See how Paddy's can go. Welcome back. Second innings of the JCL T20 Grand Final is about to get underway. I'm Alan Kerr from Japan Cricket Association, commentating for you today. My colleague, co-commentator Todd Luckhurst has just stepped out. Prashant Kale is on strike for Paddy Foleys. There's a big appeal from Ibi Takahashi opening the bowling. He opened the batting as well. Takahashi made 67 in the first innings as the Chiba Sharks posted 137 from their 20 overs. So, decent target for Paddy Foleys to chase. They've got a bit of work to do, I reckon. Prashant Kale was the hero of their semi-final win, made an unbeaten 50-odd to guide them to victory over the Rising Stars in a low-scoring game. They'll probably need him to contribute again in this final if they're going to get home. As we look around the field, Takahashi has a deep square and a long on, so that target of 136 will be competitive, I would say. Total, not target, sorry, the target's 137. Takahashi getting with a turn early on, asking some questions of the Paddy Foleys bowlers. Now, if you're watching on fan code application in India, hello, welcome, thanks for joining us. And if you're watching on the JCA YouTube, then welcome back. You've probably been here before. Hopefully you'll be back again. Plenty of cricket on the JCA YouTube channel. Feel free to hit subscribe and comment in the comments box. You can only comment if you are a subscriber. Just click that subscribe button and within about a minute you'll be able to stick some comments in and we'll be happy to have a chat. Or you can use the hashtag JCLT20 on Twitter. And you can tweet us and either myself or Todd will respond with a very knowledgeable, occasionally witty response. Or perhaps we'll just give you a yes or no, depending on the question. So yeah, send those in, join the conversation. Let us know what you think about the game so far. Let us know if you think Paddy's are going to chase this total down. It's the first time the JCL T20 has ever been played. New competition this year, 16 teams began, 4 groups of 4. Whittled down to quarterfinals, which took place around 4 weeks ago. Today, grand finals day. It's the only time in the tournament anyone plays 2 games in a single day, so it's a fresh challenge for the 2 teams that are out there. Takahashi's first over, conceding just a single. Munib Shadiq taking the new ball. They've switched ends, these two, from the first semi-final, the first game of the day. The Sharks played on ground 1. Takahashi opened from the far end, but bowled his final overs from the school end, where I'm currently sat in the commentary position, directly behind the wicketkeeper. There is a sight screen right in front of me, which does make viewing a little difficult at times. Prashant Kale, Hamid Adil is out there. And these guys will be looking to guide Paddies to a famous victory if they can. Bit wayward from Sadiq first up. Started wide, went wider. So they get a bit of work to take that behind the stumps. A few runs to play with. They can forgive themselves if they give away a few extras, but they won't want to give away too many. That was one area that Paddy's actually did okay. Throughout that first innings, Paddy Foleys just gave away 6 wides. Did give away 15 extras in total, a few buys and leg buys in there. Shoaib Hassan picked up 3 for 24 in that first innings. Mohammed Adil and Prashant Kale, they know their way around. Prashant, long in the tooth now, Prashant Kale. Been around a long old time. Won most things in Japan, so I'm sure he'd be thrilled if he can add another trophy into his burgeoning cabinet. Chiba Sharks, of course, JCL 40 over champions a year ago. Not going to make the finals this year. It's been a tough season for them in the 40 over competition. Lost a couple of close games, has to be said. They have a habit of making tight finishes of games. But their 20 over form, if we ignore the Japan Cup where they've been hideous, it's been pretty good. They made the final of the Japan Cup finals a year ago, and here they are again in the JCL T20 looking to go one better. Shadiq finding his line now. That's in the air, but they've got away with it. That'll run away for 4, I think. First of the innings. Thick outside edge. Fair bit of fortune, but hey, it doesn't matter how you get them at this stage. I think Paddy's will just be delighted they got some runs on the board. Yes, co-commentator Todd Luckhurst will be back. Probably a few overs into the innings. He's just had to go out and bring someone back to the ground. Spectators are coming in to see the grand final reach its conclusion. That's another big, thick edge. It's going to fly down to third man and away for 4. So, as I said, it doesn't matter how you get them. I'm having to deal with 2 boundaries and 3 balls. I think Muneeb Shadiq will be spitting fire after those 2. They weren't bad deliveries, but bat is thrown and Paddies know they've got to attack. So runs at the top of the innings going to be important for them. The power play for the Sharks yielded just 23 runs, but then they really took off later on. The next 14 overs bringing them 113 runs. So Paddies don't want a slow start because, you know, scoring 8, 9 and over for 13 overs is not easy. So here Babu says bat first and win. Yep. Happened in the semi-final with runs on the board. It can definitely add a bit of pressure to the side chasing. Sharks got a good bowling lineup as well. They'll be full of positive energy and momentum. A couple of lucky boundaries so far for Paddies, but hey, once the runs start coming, they'll be confident. We saw in that second semi-final, we didn't have it on the stream, but it was so tight all the way to the end, and then Prashant Kale just smacked a couple of 6s and a 4 to win the game with a canter in the end. But that's another one high in the air. That's going to land safe. Looked like a leading edge, really, but skewed off behind point. Attempted aggression, at least, from Kale. He practices the shot again. I think he was trying to hit that into the leg side and went 45 degrees the other way, so might need to keep practicing it, I reckon. Looks like the Sharks supporters are out in force on the commentary. Go Sharks go in the YouTube comments from Khan Badarashi. Anyone supporting Paddies out there? Any Paddies fans? Anyone who used to frequent the establishment in Tokyo? Not there anymore, of course. I'm sure if they win the game, some of these Sharks players will be looking for somewhere to quench their thirst. Bit of a way to go yet. Takahashi bowling with a long on and a deep mid wicket. His two fielders outside the circle. Mohamed Adil's looking to use his feet. Basically yorked himself there. Words of encouragement from his teammates. Chirping his ear, Al Sahel, just geeing him up as he walks back to field at mid-off. Oh, that's another one that's not hit where he wanted it. Landed safe. They want to be aggressive, Paddies. They're trying to go hard at it, but just one run from that over. 12 for none after 3. Takahashi 2 overs for 2 runs. Having a great day, isn't he? He scored 67 in the first innings here, took wickets in the semi-final. He's the one player on display today who's made the final 14 for the Japan national squad, which will play their first T20Is ever. First international T20 games officially recognised by the ICC as T20 internationals, and that is a week tomorrow. You can watch that here on the JCL YouTube. There'll be commentary in English and in Japanese. If you're really unlucky, you'll have me commentating again in the English. But for the time being, focuses on this grand final. But yeah, international series against Indonesia will be rapidly followed by a World Cup qualifier. Now, I'm not quite sure what's happening here. Marcus Thurgate is leaving the field. He must have done something. Don't know if it's a finger. He's being consoled by one of his teammates as he walks off. The pads have been taken by one of his colleagues. In one moment, I'll tell you who that is. Looks like Tsuyoshi Takada. Don't think I've ever seen him keep wicket before. So that's a blow for the Sharks. Marcus is exceptional behind the stumps in the semi-final. Takada's the captain, so being behind the stumps means he's got a good vantage point. And that one's been whacked away over mid-wicket. You had a good view of that. First ball of Siddique's second over. He went for a few in his first. A couple of unlucky boundaries. A bit streaky. Nothing streaky about that one. Prashant Kale sized him up. Whacked it over mid-wicket. There's no one out in the boundary there. He's got a third man and long on. Long on couldn't get round to cut that off, so Nabil needs to pitch this one up a little bit, I think. Well, he has pitched it up. It's right in the hitting zone. That's gone over extra cover. 4 more. Prashant Kale is in the mood. His half century took Paddy's to victory in the semi-final. He knows there's a lot of weight on his shoulders in this final as well. I'm really not sure what's going on with Marcus Thurgate. He seems to be walking around okay, but I don't know if it's an arm that he's hurt. Blocked. More sedate approach from Carlo. Shadiq again. Goes aerials, the fielder out there, sets himself, takes the catch. It's a big moment in this game. Munib Siddique with the breakthrough. And it's the danger man, Prashant Kale's hold out to long on. Don't think he needed to do that quite yet. He was looking all right. Wow. The Sharks are pretty happy about it. They know what that wicket means. Prashant walks slowly back. Ball was in the air a long time. But there was no problem for Atiq Ahmed. Settled himself and took the catch. New man in, Salman Khan. Perfectly capable batter himself, of course. But the required rate up at 7s. Can't really afford any low scoring overs. Arav Tiwari, one of the Japan National Academy players, asking if the matches will be streamed next weekend. They will, Arav. I can tell you they will be streamed right here on the JCL YouTube channel. However, don't be shy about coming up to watch and supporting your national team. I want you in the stands, cheering with a Japan flag draped around your shoulders, singing the national anthem, chanting, banging a drum. Let's fill the stands at the SICG, shall we, people? Let's get you guys all here. Japan haven't played a game for over 1,400 days. So we're due. Our last match as an international side for the men's team was in the Philippines in December 2018. Got a change of bowling. Ashley Thurgates pinging that right arm round as he warms up to bowl his off spin. Don't forget, you can tweet us, hashtag JCLT20. Or you can comment on the YouTube. Got to hit that subscribe button to be able to do so. Give it about a minute and you'll be able to send in your thoughts to us. Ash Thurgate bowling his off spin. Plenty of turn there straight away. I think that surprised Mohamed Adil a little bit. These wickets do tend to offer a little bit for the spinners. Thurgate, he's turning it miles. I mean, it's really gripping. And Ash is, well, he's going to be difficult to get away. He's got a deep square and a long on. Difficult for me to see where the other fielders are, given our commentary position. They just squeezed a single through there, but given the amount he's turning it, you imagine the batters are going to be looking at the leg side. Just 2 out at the moment. Oh, absolutely ripped it. It's a screamer of a delivery. It's turning so much that poor Mohamed Adil, he didn't know what to do with that. Actually, Thurgate's turning it about a foot. So another breakthrough for the Sharks. Ash Thurgate strikes in his first over. Well, it's Rashid Rana's the next man in. He will hold the key, you think? For Paddy Foleys, seriously experienced cricketer. No shortage of runs in his locker. Never really got going in the semi-final. Didn't matter, thanks to Prashant Kale's heroics. But if you wanted a guy who knows his way around a cricket field, he'll be able to size up the situation and be pretty calm under pressure. Having said all that, he's not getting any younger. When I say he's been around a long time, he's been around a really long time. Rashid Rana had his challenges this season with a lengthy spell on the sidelines. But he will certainly be ambitious to get his team over the line here. And the danger of commentating with the windows open, you get all sort of bugs coming in, just under attack here, so apologies if I squeal suddenly. So here, Babu, thank you for the love all the way from India. Good to have you with us. Plenty of people watching on the live stream, welcome. Whether you're on the Fan Code app in India, whether you're watching somewhere else on the JCL YouTube channel, pleasure to have you with us. So that's a decent shot, straight back over the bowler's head. Didn't quite middle it, but the intent's there. Fielder cuts it off, just a single. Again, that sight screen just causing me a few problems. Can't quite see how well he's hit it. Tsuyoshi Takadi, it's not his name. Tsuyoshi Takada, Takadi to his buddies, has had to take over wicket-keeping duties. Marcus Thurgate limped off with an injury. Still not quite sure what's happened there. Hope he's all right. Watching his brother, Ashley Thurgate, rip one through the defence of Mohammed Adil. Got the change of bowler at the far end as well. It looks like Mohammed Hafiz. Five overs gone, 23 for 2, Paddy Foleys. No, it's Atiq Ahmed who's got the ball in his hand. Started with a fairly wild wide, testing the makeshift keeper. There was someone in the chat earlier saying that Atiq Ahmed bowls with express pace. I think we may have to review that, judging by that first delivery. Oh, huge swing and a huge miss by the looks of things. Salman Khan is looking to get a move on. Ahmed's on the attack. He's got a deep square and a long on, but everyone else is in the circle. So pretty attacking fields from the Sharks. Oh, he's chopped it on. Would you believe it? It was so wide outside off stump, and Paddy's, well, it's just not been their day. Or at least it's not been their afternoon. In the field, things went against them constantly. And now with the bat, it takes quite something to chop a ball that wide onto your own stumps. But that's what's happened. Salman Khan's got to leave. Atiq Ahmed has his contribution for the day. And he will be delighted. The Sharks' position goes from strength to strength. It's been a tough power play for Paddy Foleys. They started okay, a couple of boundaries in the second over. It's gone a bit downhill since then. New batsman's there. Got a bit of a job to do. Ashik Hussain. 24 for 3, the Paddies. Final over in the power play. The Sharks, of course, only made 23 for 1 off their 6 overs. So, in fact, no, for 2, and then they lost the wicket first ball of the 6th. So, their power play didn't exactly reap a load of rewards. So, still plenty of time for Paddies to make that comeback. But that scoreboard pressure, required rates edging up to 8 and over. It's a bit easier to do that when you've got freedom of batting first, but when you know that any mistake, every dot, just sees that required rate rise. Oh, they're not getting anywhere near this, to be honest. The bowling, Atiq Ahmed doesn't look like the most threatening of bowlers, but he's pushing it wide outside of off stump and making it difficult for the batters to reach it. That one's straighter, but drifted down leg side, so umpire Thurgate stretches the arms, signals wide. Ahmed comes in again. So last ball of the power play. Well, it was the last ball of the power play from Atiq Ahmed. Ashley Thurgate will continue now. Doesn't need to change his field too much. He's turning the ball so much, but he does have all 5 fielders out. With Ahmed off both back. There's deep extra cover. Deep square, and to be honest, it's like a deep square leg and a deep mid wicket. It's hit out there towards that man at deep square, sort of deep backward square really. It's a short, fine leg as well. Given the amount he's turning it, you'd think they'd be eyeing up the leg side. I'm not sure I've ever seen actually Thurgate turn the ball this much. It's terrific, really. And I see young spinners turning the ball. Ashley still only 19. Still only 19, and yet it was 2.5 years ago that he went to an under-19 World Cup. One of the many players who was robbed of a second chance to at least compete for a place at the under-19 World Cup, thanks to the COVID pandemic and a slightly questionable decision to send a different team rather than the regional champions. I'm not bitter about it at all. That's in the air. Is it going to carry? No. Just short. One bounce. But yeah, again, we've got Khan Badrashi just cheering on the Sharks in the commentary box. I suppose it is a commentary box. But guys just walking straight in front of the sight screen whilst their batsman's trying to face. Celebrations there. Bails are off. Bowled him. Couldn't quite see what happened there. I'm sure he wasn't helped by 2 of his teammates walking directly in front of the sight screen as that ball was bowled. And it's Rashid Rana. So no, it wasn't Rashid Rana. Apologies. Got that wrong. Ashik Hussain was the striker. He's got to go. Rana remains. the wicket to get. A lot of dip on that delivery from Thurgate. Just dipped and turned. I think he may have been a bit of an inside edge in there as well. Yeah, those nice boring overs win you games of T20. And at the moment, it's Thurgate's spin that is causing all sorts of problems. Welcome back, Todd.
Thank you, Alan.
You've been out doing your civic duty, just bringing more supporters to the ground, so thank you for that. And bringing refreshments. It's good to have a nice cold drink with us. It's been a hot day. Getting drinks up here is not that easy.
It's cooled down a bit up here now since I was here.
It has, actually. The sun has just dipped behind the clouds, and it is 3:45 Japan time. And the clock is also ticking on Paddy Foleys' run in this competition, Todd. You've missed a bit of a eventful 6.5 overs, 4 wickets to fall. Mainly 2 of them to the spin of Ashley Thurgate, who's been turning it square. The other 2 wickets to fall, Munib Siddiq getting the big wicket of Prashant Kale, who holed out to long on. Well, Atiq Ahmed picked one up as well.
Gee, beautiful cut shot there.
That is a terrific cut shot. Rashid Rana really does hold the key now to the whole chase. But yes, Atiq Ahmed managed to pick one up. You know it's not Paddy's day when the bowler bowls one about 3 foot outside off stump and you still manage to bottom edge it onto your stumps. I felt for the batter in that instance.
Definitely is not your day when that is happening, Alan.
But 7 overs gone, they're going at 4 and over. The required weight is now 8.4. Work to do. Rashid Rana can play, but he's going to need some help. He's not going to be able to do this on his own. So,
what do they got left, Alan, the batsman for Paddy's Foleys? Any big hitters that you know of?
Well, there'll be some guys. The man in now, Wasim Javed, has scored runs in the competition before. Pankaj Chand will have a swing. The Nepalese Pankaj.
Oh, nice shot. Yeah, that's 4.
Yeah, that's
great shot through
Peter.
mid-wicket. Just a little bit short and punished through the leg side for 4. Good score on this over for Paddy's Foleys. Relieve some pressure with 2 fours this over. We talked about that earlier, relieving the pressure, especially for a batting team. So it'll be interesting to see if Paddy's Foleys can go on with it, get a bit of a partnership like the Sharks managed to do.
Yeah, absolutely. The bowlers, the Sharks have plenty of bowlers. They've got good depth in their bowling, and they've got plenty of guys with overs up their sleeve still. But Atiq Ahmed's been given a second over here. Got the wicket first time out. Tell you what, the over rate's been slow though, the Sharks. Be some words about that, I'm sure. Paddies won't want to be chasing in the dark. Part of that, of course, the injury to Thurgate, saw the wicketkeeper have to change. Never seen Tsuyoshi tackle the keep before, but there he is with the gloves and the pads on.
There he is.
He looks distinctly awkward, but he's having a crack at it. It's a fair play to him. Leading by example in a crisis.
Bit of a delay as a ball from the nets came on the field, but it's been sorted out and we'll start again.
Ahmed coming in again.
Looks a bit of a wide there.
His approach has been to hang it out wide, mostly, Atiq Ahmed, and get the batters fishing. See, with the sun dipping now over the stands, off on the offside as you're looking at the screen, means the umpires go out to that side regardless now, because standing at square leg you just can't see anything. You're looking directly into the sun from square leg, so it makes catching out by the roadside very difficult. So if you're a batter, it's something worth considering. If you're going to take risks, take them from the school end on the leg side, because for a fielder to take a catch, unless you've got some good sunnies, it's a challenge.
Well, it makes sense, isn't it? To if you're going to have a go, hit it where the fielders are, where it's hard to field, hard to catch. But Paddy's Foleys here at 37 for 4 off 8 overs. A couple fours that over. If they can manage to negate Ashley Thurgate's spin and get a bit of a partnership going, could be back in the game in a short period of time. Just a single there to backward square. Tuckety doing not a bad job with the behind the stumps there, Alan. He's got his helmet
He's
on.
managing, isn't he?
He is.
Yep, still plenty of noise out there from the Sharks. They're feeling pretty confident. Be able to get a proper view now, Todd, of just how much Ashley's turning it.
Oh,
Still surprising the batsman, even though he's into his third over.
a single there to short fine leg.
Yeah, he's kept the field out straight. As soon as the power play started, Ash switched to having 5 out, which I think is fine in this game. They've got plenty of runs to defend, so given the amount he's turning the ball, I think, although I would say his best chances of wickets would be catches, but he's actually 2 wickets he's got been bowled. But, you know, Paddies have to attack now. They have to play shots.
Yeah, well, that's right. You just put the field out, and
There's no point really going for the squeeze, is there? You may as well go for the catches. And
if they're good enough, they can hit them, they can hit them.
yeah. And singles aren't going to do it for Paddies now. With the required rate over 8.5, its boundaries what they need. If you keep your field in, then that's going to be a good shot. Didn't quite get enough on it. Shadiq comes around to cut that off. Still. Yeah, the Sharks definitely on top here. 42 for 4, but these guys are clinging on. Wasim Javed, like I said, he's competent, and Rashid Khan is a high-quality player, even at his age. Change in bowler. Is this Mulakawa again? I think it might be. Did okay in the semi-final. Yep, Hulashige Murakawa. New recruit this year from Adelaide Cricket Club. Swinging.
Little outswingers there, Alan.
Yeah.
Little droppers. Single, that's a long off. Really important here for Paddy's just to knock them around a bit, I think.
Well,
not lose any wickets. The next 3 overs.
When you're in this position, you want to try and take the game deep, don't you? Take it to the last 5 overs.
That's what we always
Stay alive, and then try and play some shots at the death. And as we've seen throughout today, the guys who get in can make hay once they're in.
Once you're in, you're fine. And I've found the wickets being better as the day's gone along, I think, as shown by the Sharks batting where you could really hit through the line. Once you're in, and I think if they can get it to that stage, then they'll give themselves a chance at least having a look at chasing it down. Single, that's a extra cover there. Takes the score to 44 for 4. Oh, big hoik. 6 runs.
Got hold of
Got a
that.
little bit straight there, and he got down on one day. Played a big sweep shot for 6 over backward square leg. Brings Paddy's up to 50. The score to 50. 50 for 4. 49 for 4. Sorry. 2 balls to go on the over. Like we said earlier, just relieves a bit of pressure when you get those big 6s or hit a couple 4s in a row. Doro will be Paddy's will be happy with that score there. And bowling, an appeal, not out. Looks like going down leg. And over. So the score is 49 for 4 off 10 overs, the halfway mark. Net run rate, it's the required rate.
The required rate is well over 8.5. I mean, that said, are they still over? Still ahead of where the Sharks were? The Sharks were around 48, I think.
Yeah, they were.
Somewhere around this. All day long, the teams have been in the 40s at the 10 over mark, and the Sharks kicked on. Took 80 odd off the last 10, so plenty of time. 4 wickets down in T20 is not the be all and end all. Yes, there will be a presentation ceremony at the end of this game. Not sure if we'll be able to cover that on the stream. Sorry about that. You'll just have to check the JCL website for the MVPs. That's in the air. Man coming in. Oh, he's made a bit of a mess of that, hasn't he? I think he thought it was going to come to him a little bit easier.
I think so. If you jump
maybe he's still thinking about that over. He's just bowled, but he's waited for it and it ended up plopping in front of him.
Of course, if you want to catch up on the MVP and all results, I'm sure we'll get them tweeted out if you follow all the Japan Cricket socials.
And if you don't, why not? That's what I want to know. At Cricket Japan is the Twitter feed. There'll be plenty of tweets there. We'll be live tweeting during the international matches as well. If you're in the position where you're not able to watch it. No reason why you can't, of course. If you're watching today, it'll be on YouTube. That's free. At Japan Cricket, hit the subscribe button. Support Japan in the international series. Plenty of talent on show. Thurgate's bowled that one a bit straight, turned a bit too much. Tsuyoshi Takada in his new role as wicketkeeper gave him a bit to deal with. That'll be signalled wide, and they've scampered through as well. 50 is up for Paddy's. You don't want to give them too many freebies. And what you don't want to do as the Chiba Sharks is take your foot off the gas here. You don't want to relax. You don't want to think the game's won. Because we've seen plenty of times throughout today that the game's never won.
That's correct.
Especially at T20. I mean, that's
really got to make sure you keep attacking if you're the Sharks here.
And that's what makes T20 cricket so special, isn't it?
It is. It's a very exciting form.
You're
because
never out of the game.
It always turns. It turns and ebbs and flows in T20 cricket. Not like any other cricket. And that's the exciting thing about it. You're always in the game, as Alan said.
That's in the air.
It's long and deep, and that's 6.
Over the top of Muneeb Sadiq. Couldn't get near it. He's a tall guy. Wasim Javed has got hold of that.
Paddy's Foleys making good headway here. They've put on a bit of a partnership here, these two.
Yep, bit of a recovery.
Trying to work their way back into the game.
They won't be overawed by the target. They won't be worried about the position they'll be in. They'll just be thinking ball by ball, let's get some runs in. And as we said before, Todd, you want to survive to a point, take the game deep. Once you get to that last 5 overs, apply a bit of pressure. More often than not, it's the fielding team that reacts to pressure.
Another great shot. Picked it
Cracked out to the boundary.
Beautiful shot there.
Yep, Wasim Javed is making himself very comfortable. And again, we saw this in the Paddy Foleys innings. They bowled the same guys for 7 overs, and the batters got used to them. Ashley Thurgate's first 2 overs, almost unplayable. But now, with bowling his 4th over straight, he's been sized up. He's just gone for 10 from 2 balls. For the last over of his spell, it's ruined his figures. 2 for 26, still not bad, but he's bowled better than that, I think.
He has bowled well. He's just dropped the last couple short. Just needs to get his length right again.
Which is what happens when you bowl for your 4 overs straight.
Maybe look at
on a hot day in the second game of a day.
Maybe look at bowling a top spinner. Trying to be so predictable. But he did bowl a good spell. What does he finish with? Actually, 38.
2 for 26.
2 for 26 off 4. Good figures for an off spinner in T20 cricket.
3 balls ago, it was 2 for 16.
Interesting stage of the game here, Alan, where Paddies have got themselves back into the game.
The score, their innings is going in almost identical fashion to the Sharks.
As we've said all day, the middle parts of the innings is the most important part.
Yeah. Now it looks like
games.
there is going to be a change of bowler. So just the one over for Mulakawa. And I reckon that's Hamid Bacha. It is. Freddie got the ball in his hand. So this will be pretty key, I reckon. Sixth bowler. Ibi Takahashi bowled his 2 overs for 2 runs. He will bowl again, I'm sure. So it's been off spin for the whole game from the school end. For the whole innings, sorry.
Oh, no, okay.
Because Ibi opened up from this end and Ash took over. So at this stage, does Takahashi come back? Do they bowl Dougal Bedingfield? I'm a little surprised that he hasn't had a bowl, given that he batted at number 7.
I think
What's he in the team for? He's replaced someone.
I think spin is the key.
I think so. Dougal Bedingfield's a little different from the other spinners. That extra height and long arms gives him a high release point.
Yeah, Dougal comes on to be looking to get a bit more extra bounce and
just make
troubling
things a
the
bit
batsman.
awkward.
There's always a chance of a nick.
It certainly is.
Single out there to deep mid wicket.
So yeah, this partnership is, if nothing else, it's rescuing respectability. They were in all sorts of trouble at 28 for 4 after 7 overs, but these guys are now, this partnership to 38. And that required rate has actually come down. So not by much, but they're certainly keeping it under control. Just over 8 and over needed.
The crucial part of the game here, Alan, I think the Sharks really need to pick up a wicket and really attack the stumps. I think Dougal Bedingfield there did a bit of a warm-up. Maybe he'll be coming on for the next over.
I think he's giving his captain clues.
It could be a clue. Yes, I didn't think of that.
Making suggestions through body language.
Well, the batsman's got one here in the midriff, I think. He's
Looks a bit uncomfortable, doesn't he?
hunched over. Hopefully he can get back up shortly and we can recommence the innings.
Yeah, as I mentioned, not getting any younger. Hope it's not his hip.
Hopefully it's not too bad of a hit, Alan. Hope it's... Sure
We said midriff. I mean,
shortly.
there's some sensitive areas down there. I'll just get the replay up and see exactly what happened, shall we?
Oh, he might have hit him on the inside of the thigh, I reckon. No,
I think that's hit him in the crown jewels. And I think it's been a delayed reaction. That sick feeling that you get. Yeah, I think he's...
I think you're correct, Alan.
I think he's caught one in a place that should only be treated nicely.
You'll have a quick drink and get back to it here.
I have a constant challenge with my 1.5-year-old. She tends to wake up at 4, 5, 6 in the morning, and I'll spend a bit of time on the sofa before my wife gets up. And she has a habit of walking all over me, like literally, physically putting her feet just on me. And quite often, a stray leg will land in a sensitive area. So I feel for Rashid Rana. I know the pain he's currently in. Admittedly, a 1-year-old's foot is not quite the same as a, 156-gram leather cricket ball, but still. Yes, that's the shot of a man who's got a bit of a scrambled mind, isn't it?
What's the mountain called here, Alan?
Mount Kagesawa.
I think he's tried to hit it over that mountain.
He's getting a fair go, isn't he? He wanted to hit it into Oyama. Oh dear.
Big wide here.
I'll tell you
get
what.
An extra.
Makeshift keeper's done all right there. He's got just enough on it to stop it from racing away to the boundary, I think. Wide signalled. Freebies. 70 still needed, or 68 after that. So they're at the halfway point in terms of runs. It's actually pretty evenly poised now. You do feel that one wicket could change the game.
He's banged it in short. It's another wide. It's getting very interesting now, this game. I thought there was a bit of a turn earlier when Javed went in and he hit a couple fours.
Yeah, as you said, the valve open.
Yeah. Definitely got himself back in the game. I think the Sharks just need to bowl a bit straighter. Another wide. That's 3 in a row.
Well, this is becoming a problem, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's time for someone to walk over and just take a second out of the game.
And I think this is, we've been mentioning it plenty, but it is something that Dougal Bedingfield brings you, is control with the ball. He won't give away a ton of extras.
Back down to mid-wicket, they're going to have a look at 2 and just take the single. Score moves along to 72 for 4.
It's going to be a 10 ball over this at best. One thing it does, though, of course, it slows the game down. The light is going. Oh, no, that's straight up in the air.
Got to be big on him there, but it's going to be
safe. No one anywhere near it in the end. But yeah, I mean, it's only getting darker.
What time do we usually...
The sun is going to plummet.
Get the... what time does it get really dark? 4:30?
It's going to be dark by... I mean, sunset officially is around 5 o'clock.
So about 4:45.
Today, 5:25.
So 5 o'clock, be dark.
Well, you'd still be playable by 5:30. The sun's... There should be enough light. But it just becomes awkward. As we've already said, the sun's just going to get that funny angle. There he is. Bedingfield's got the ball in hand. Demanded it, I think. Give me the ball, Taggedy. Give it to me. I want to do something. He skipped out in his training session. Doesn't like to be out of the game, Dougal Bedingfield. Just faced the 2 balls in the final over of the first innings.
So Bedingfield
but now he's got a chance to impact the game properly, hasn't he?
He does.
One way or another.
He bowled a Javed here, so this is going to be interesting. Oh, it's a wide, but he's... Oh,
yes, that was distinctly long hoppy, wasn't it?
It was. Warm up.
That's the control I was talking about.
You always give him the first... Yeah. Always warm up, always get 1 ball, Grace. It's...
Ibi Takahashi appears to be wearing 2 hats. There'll be words about that. Oh, slapped. Fielder's out there. We'll cut it off. Again, short and wide outside off stump. Fielder's there though.
Who's wearing 2 hats?
He'll be in extra cover.
Oh, shit.
It's an interesting field. He's got sort of that deep, wide, fine leg, or sort of a backward square leg. That's going to go.
Wow.
Paddy Foleys is all excited. Rashid Rana's going after him.
Rana's really gone after the bowling. It's been quite impressive early. He's just...
Well, like we said, he rode it out. Those first sort of 3, 4, 5 overs that he was in. Got himself ready, and now he's cashing in. Bedingfield won't like that. That's a decent delivery.
That's better by Bedingfield. Well bowled.
Didn't quite get the turn that Thurgate was getting.
Just straight.
Had he done so, the batter's just played all around that. The ball hasn't done anything.
Just a bit straighter the line.
He's just been too short so far. as we've said, Bedingfield can get the bounce anyway, regardless of the of where he pitches it. He can make it awkward for the batters. So
81 for 4 here. It's turning out to be an exciting game here, Alan.
That's into the offside again. More runs, another couple.
Well,
No,
he's fallen
slipped.
over. Oh, is he back?
I think he's back. He's left
He's
sprawled on the
got
floor.
his hand. He's lost his
You don't-
bat, and
you don't
he's
see that very
got
often.
his hand
Got the hand in.
over the line, and he was safe. Direct hit too, not a bad throw. Good effort by the fielder out there. And
He's a
there-
tall man, Wazim Javed, so I think that extra
Help.
arm length has just helped him out.
So at the end of the 13th over, we have Paddy's Foley 83 for 4. Required run rate now
Down to 7.7.
7.7, so it's very gettable at the moment.
Very gettable. That sun has just crept out from that cloud, straight into my face.
And the sun is now annoying us in the commentary box, but we can sort that out.
Can we? Can we move the sun, Todd? I'm in all sorts of trouble here. There we go. I'm just going to turn myself slightly.
Dot ball there.
So Murakawa has come back. So Murakawa bowled over, was replaced by Hamid Bacha, and has now come back on again. So I'm wondering, Takada just shuffling the pack a little bit with his bowlers. Personally, I would have thought now would be a good time to have bowled Takahashi, maybe from that far end. It does mean you've got off-spin at both ends, but such is his potency and his threat that I think he's got to bowl his 4 overs.
You need a wicket here too.
And you need to break this partnership now.
Oh, edge, outside, thick edge, running away. Don't think it's going to get
Chase
there.
is on.
Actually, no, it falls short as they'll come back for 2. As you said, Alan, earlier, the swings and roundabouts of T20 cricket.
Doesn't take a lot for things to go. So that momentum right now is just shifted in Paddy's favour. I still think the Sharks are ahead of the game here.
I think they are too.
Just, but I tell you what, they need a wicket. We said all along Rashid Rana is going to be a real danger man. And the Sharks.
Good pick up there by Tuckety.
They were so on top of the game, the Sharks. And then just as Thurgate went off injured, they did pick up another wicket after that, but Rana and Javed have weathered the storm and are now making a few waves of their own. Now we're feeling it though. I mean, Rana's 38 off 28 here. He needs a drink. Obviously got over that blow to the unmentionables. Murakawa.
Oh, shot.
Outfielders down there. They'll just get 1 for that.
So at the end of the over, we have Paddy's Foley's
89 for 4. Grabbing a quick bit of liquid refreshment. Hopefully it doesn't slow the game down too much. They're only causing themselves a bit of stress.
6 to go. We should get through the. We should be right with the sun.
Should be right with the light.
With the spinners on. Big finish coming up here in the T20 final of the JCL. Been a good day of cricket. We've had the 2 semi-finals here, but on both grounds, the Sharks doing a good job to get over the Tokyo Falcons. And in the other game, we had Paddy's Foleys, who did a good job. That was a tight game on the other ground, which we weren't covering, but we could see it from our vantage point, and there seemed to be a lot going on over there, Alan, in their game.
Yeah, for sure. These guys, they take their cricket pretty seriously, for sure. Every win, every loss matters.
Ahmed here from the school end coming back on. See if he can get a wicket here for the Sharks.
Slightly surprising change, I have to say.
First ball wide. In bowls. Just a single down to mid-off, long off. Partnership moves to 63.
It's a hefty partnership, isn't it?
It is. It's been a really good partnership. Of course, the first wicket to fall was Kale, 20 for 1. Adil fell, 21 for 2. As the ball's in the air.
6 runs.
6. Wow. Big 6 there. As we've been saying all game, the big 6s and the 4s just put a bit of pressure on the other team and relieve pressure for the batting team. They really tighten the screws here, going along very well. We next had Salman for 23 for 4. Hussain at 28 for 4. They lost 4 for 8. And they've recovered here very well as the partnership adds up to 69. A little tight finish coming up here, I think, Alan.
Yeah, the Sharks, they've, as I mentioned previously...
Ahmed goes around the wicket here.
Interesting.
Interesting. It's got the cover of the field on the leg side. But still, interesting. Maybe he's just going to try and bang it in on middle stump. Dot ball.
As I mentioned, the Sharks have been in some close games all season in the JCL. And I hate to say it, but they've come out on the wrong side of a few of them. They've let 8 and 9 wicket partnerships get away from them, and they've struggled when momentum has gone against them. And
I think it was
it's going that way now, so they need to just steady the ship somehow.
I think it was only 2 weeks ago where they had a bit of a bad loss after being in control of the game.
They did, yeah.
So you get a single down.
Different opposition, and coming into this game, they'd have been pretty confident, but at the moment, momentum, Todd, we've mentioned it a few times.
It's all about momentum.
The big Mo.
Nice shot. Single out to mid-wicket. Takes the score to 99 before 1 ball left in the over.
I'll tell you
15th
what,
over.
I don't know without checking it, but I'm pretty sure that the Sharks were almost at exactly 99 at 15 overs.
Oh, were they?
I'm fairly sure because we were talking about 10 and over to get them to
We were, yes.
140, 150. So
brings up the 100 off 15
100
overs.
is up off 15 overs.
Paddy's Foleys 100 for 4 off 15. 5 overs to go.
Required rate, it's just under 7.5. At one point, it was up at 8.8. So Paddies have really been going well in this partnership, and the Sharks, they have to break it. They have to do something to shift one of these batsmen. Else, this game is going to get away from them.
What's going on here? Oh, just break him over.
Looks like Takahashi is going to get hold of the ball. He'll bowl overs 16 and 18, just like he did, or he was set to do in the last game. So, oh no, it's not Takahashi. Muneeb Siddiq. All right then. Well, he is the strike bowler.
I like this move, Alan. Bring him an E-bomb.
Yeah, I don't mind this. I think Ibby has to bowl the next over at this end. He's obviously decided he enjoys bowling at the school end a bit more. That's where they've had the off spins bowled all day for the Sharks. So Shadiq needs to try and blast through these guys.
Oh.
Well, this is what's been happening to Munib all day. I think that one was slightly more deliberate, but in his first over, he leaked 2 boundaries, which were thick edges through to the third man. That was more of an uppercut over point. Yep, you'd think as a captain you'd want someone patrolling that part of the boundary. Munib's extra pace, there's no third man. Fine legs up as well, so there's no one behind square on the boundary.
He's just got to bowl straight here to his field, Alan. Straight to the stumps, give him some protection.
Do you need a deep square leg, a deep mid wicket, and a long on? If you're Munib, you know, if you're going to bowl outside off stump, if you can trust your bowler to bowl wide outside off stump or at least full, you really shouldn't need 3 boundary riders on the leg side.
No, that's
and
right.
You're sacrificing this guy down here at point where the ball's just gone. So, yeah, difficult decisions as a captain. It's easy for us sitting up here in the commentary box. We've got a better view than they do too, apart from the sight screen.
Oh, that's better. Even though I was down, he saved there. He could have been a
cramped
run, but I think it's got to be full with the field. First two balls are a bit short. I think he's just got to bowl full at the stumps. At least then you've got the protection on the leg side. Should be able to negate the boundary ball, hopefully. And it's going to come to a point where they're going to swing the bat. Hopefully you can take a catch. But Paddy's going very well here with the bat. It's been pretty impressive partnership.
Certainly has. Struck out into the offside. It'll just be a single.
That was a better delivery. Nice at the stumps. Just got the single. That's all right. It's better bowling to his field. Nice and full and straight at the stumps. Don't want to drop one short on the offside and give away a boundary. Part of the game here. I know I keep saying it, but it's going to come right down to the wire here. Thrilling finish coming up in the Japan Cricket T20 final. So single out to deep mid wicket. And that'll be the over.
So the game continues on. 107 now, 4 overs to go, 30 needed.
Oh, hit the pads. Leg by. Score 108 for 4, 16.1 overs. 29 required off 19 deliveries. It's getting nice and tidy, Alan.
Certainly is, Todd.
Takahashi back on the bowl. Well bowled, good delivery there by Takahashi. Oh, well bowled by Takahashi's bowling well. Just short mid wicket for no run. $29 required. 21 deliveries.
Very, very tight. Takahashi's bowling here is going to be absolutely crucial.
Oh, he's
There you
gone
go.
high,
Up
and
in
Dave,
there.
that's
That's gonna be
6.
six.
That's a big hit. Big ball for 6. Wow. Rana
this
going deep. Wow. Gee, got all of that one. That's impressive hitting, Alan.
Yeah,
That's
you
impressive,
can't
especially
play.
at this stage of the game. Pressure's on. Relieves his bit of pressure for himself. Sharks need a wicket here. Can Takahashi deliver?
Yeah, he's going
Oh.
to take this game away from them at this rate.
Good fielding there by Takahashi. Dot ball. One ball left in the over. Takahashi bowls. Rana plays down to long off. They get one.
Through the fielder.
They're just going to take one. So the score is 115 for 4 after 17 overs. 22 required off the last 3 overs. Big finish coming up in the JCL T20 final.
It all boils down to this, doesn't it, Todd?
It does. Who's going to bowl? Who's got overs left?
Well, despite that 6, there's still only one other run off the bat in that over. So it's not a bad over, but, you know, when you only need 7 and over, you hit one ball for 6 and you're
That's
laughing,
right.
really, aren't you?
So we've got Manib with 1 left. Takahashi's got 1. And Ahmed has 1. Couldn't see Murakawa, Butcher or Bedingfield getting another over. So it's going to come down to one of those
I thought they
three.
should have given Bedingfield another over.
I thought he was. I thought he
I
know he
one
went.
over was, you know, he didn't bowl great, but
He didn't bowl bad. I just thought. I know he went for 10, but I thought he might have got one more. But who we got here?
someone's going to have to come back and bowl the pressure over.
Is that
This looks like Murakawa. And
Murakawa.
this is huge pressure on the young lad. Yeah. Huge pressure on the young lad. But could make or break him, couldn't it? Can he be a hero? His name's Hero. Hiroshige.
So that's a deep mid wicket. They
Coming
get one
back for
coming back for
second.
2, and they're going to make it quite easily.
Well, Paddy Foleys, they've been pretty quiet all day, but they're up and about now. We haven't really heard a squeak out of them since the end of the power play in the first innings, but they are feeling pretty confident here.
When I came back from my quick duck off visit to pick someone up, I went over to that area and no one was talking at all, Alan.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. They were
They just lost 4 wickets
pretty
for
down
8.
in the dumps at that point, but right now,
Just single down to the long off.
they're favourites, no doubt about it. WinViz very much in their favour. These two have put on a partnership that has been incredible, really, and Rana has his half century,
Partnership is up to 90.
38 deliveries, 90-run partnership, extraordinary stuff. And Paddy Foleys, wow, I mean,
Oh, it's up. It's in the air.
that is
And out. Oh. Good catch.
what's happening here.
Is he over the
That's it.
line?
He's not celebrating. Everyone else is celebrating.
Is he out? Who's injured? And
He's
out.
cramped.
Great catch.
He's
Fantastic
cramping
catch.
up. It is a great catch.
Under pressure when needed, and he's gone down. I don't know. I'm not
Javed,
sure
who's
who
the
is it.
man out.
I'm not sure who it is
So
down there, actually, Phil.
I'm not sure who it is.
But he's gone down. He's It's been a long day for these teams playing 2 games. It's been hot.
He's getting plenty of pats from his teammates. They're grateful for the effort.
There's Javed gets caught at long off for 32 off 28 deliveries. Partnership of 90 runs. It's really got him back into the game. Let's see what happens here. The new batsman in. I think if the Sharks get another, if they can get Rana, gee, it's going to be a big grandstand finish coming up, isn't it? It is anyway, but I think they need to get Rana.
We weren't sure about that Murakawa decision, but I'll tell you what, he's got the wicket.
He has. And
I think that was Ibi Takahashi, the catcher. It was.
So what's the situation here? We've got 19 runs, 15 deliveries. So Murakawa comes in the bowl. Dot ball. Dot ball. Good delivery, really good line here. Same line as before. He's just got it on the top of off.
He's got to ask questions, isn't he? And there's
good length.
You know, new batter. I mean, this is Rana still facing, but if they can get him out, man, this game's going to change again completely.
Oh, that's 4. No. Yes, Rana for 4. Wide of mid-off. Takahashi made a lot of ground, just couldn't get there in the end to stop it, and the ball goes for 4. Move to 122. 15 required.
Tell you what, the Rashid Rana fans are out on the chat now, on the YouTube. They've been quiet all day, but now that he's going well. Welcome to the party, boys. Netra Rocco's on. His buddy Pankaj Chand's possibly the next man in, so he'll be a bit, heartbeat will be up.
Oh,
that's
it's
up
high.
in the air. It's high. Someone's going to claim it.
Oh, got him.
I reckon that's Munib Shadiq.
Wow.
Munib Shadiq doing exactly what he's coached not to do by shouting mine, 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 but everyone stayed out of the way. Takes the catch. It's a huge wicket. Rashid Rana's batted all day long, it feels like. He's made his half century, but he's gone. 15 runs still needed.
Fantastic catch.
It was high. It's the kind of catch, I tell you what, it is the kind of catch you see get dropped in these sorts of games all the time.
Alan, to be honest, I thought he was going to drop it for sure.
I didn't have a lot of faith. But Munib,
and I love Munib, he's great.
he backed himself, didn't he?
Didn't think he was going to catch it, to be honest, but he has caught it. And what's that bring it to? So we've got, that's the end of the over 2. So we have Paddy's Foleys 122 for 6, require 15 runs from 12 deliveries with 4 wickets in hand.
But more importantly, Toddy, they've got 2 batters in who haven't faced a delivery yet.
That's right. They've got the big
Hideous.
2 wickets.
That is absolutely hideous for Paddy Foleys. It's exactly the situation they didn't want. When you lose one, the other guy's got to stay in. But at least let the guy face another ball or 2 before you take a risk.
Yeah, Rana he was on a roll and he thought he was going to go big again. And
he was
fortunately
feeling invincible, wasn't he?
Went straight up in the air and a good catch by Munib Sadiq under a lot of pressure at this stage of the game.
Yeah, it's a good take from Munib. His heart would have been in his mouth too, but, you know, fair play to him. He wasn't having anyone else take that catch. He wanted it. It'd be Takahashi. He's bowled his 3 overs for 9 runs, and he got hit for a 6 in his last over.
He did.
So he's basically bowled 18 deliveries with, 3 scoring shots.
He took a good catch at long off.
Took a great
got
catch.
Cramp.
Got a bit of cramp, but it hasn't put him off getting the ball in hand. So that last over, Goodness me. Hiroshige Murakawa takes the 2 huge wickets.
Push to the leg side for a single. Difficult time to come in as a new batsman too, isn't it? Especially at the end of a big game, a final. When you haven't been in, like you can't afford to get dot balls. You've really got to get a single. It's a really tough time to bat.
Yeah, it really is. You don't need that many, so you don't know whether... Look, the field's coming in now. They're putting a squeeze on him. Pankaj Chand, still young. Nepalese boy.
Good batting.
That's good batting. Even has time to hop over the danger zone of the strip as he's running his...
The first person I've ever seen hop over the danger zone.
Whilst running.
The first person I've ever seen hop over the danger zone.
In Japan?
In Japan, the whole time I've been coming here on the turf wickets. It's quite impressive.
Well, gets your man of the match, Todd.
He does.
No matter what he does. It'd be Takahashi.
Been a great game of cricket here this afternoon, this final.
I'm nervous.
I'm nervous. I don't know which way it's going. It's a fantastic finish.
Oh, it's a hack.
Wow.
It's gone nowhere.
I think he tried to hit that into the river.
I think he did. Aiming for his buddies in the stands. Didn't get anywhere near it in the end.
13 required of 9.
Well, momentum. We've talked about it all day long, haven't we, Todd?
Always gone the big shot. It's all about momentum.
It's shifted suddenly.
Sharks
Those 2 wickets. Hiroshige Murakawa, those 2 wickets, good catches. Suddenly the Sharks are up and about, and we said, what would you be happy chasing in the last over? We said sort of 10. 12 even. You're still happy with?
So it's 12 required here.
12 required now. 2 balls to go in this over. If they can get a boundary off one of these last 2 balls, you back them going into the final over.
Definitely in front if they can get a boundary here. If the Sharks can get a wicket, huge.
Shadiq's going to bowl the last over, I reckon.
Balls.
That might pierce the gap. No, fielder's there.
Just one.
Keeps it to 1. That's fine. Murakawa, ball's following him around a bit in these closing stages.
11 off 7.
11 off 7. Takahashi. Bowling's deserved a wicket in this match.
Oh, he's gone big. He's hit the stumps. He's just fumbled.
Just a fumble allows them to get a single.
That'll do though.
It's okay.
Stop the 2. Only got 1. Well, mate, we've called it well here.
10 off the last.
10 off the last. Big finish.
Well, we talked, Todd. We talked in the first innings about Marcus Thurgate was batting, having 3 hits in that last over because they hit 130, and now they might be thinking, do you know what? We could have made a bit more of that last over. The game of T20, every run's important. So presentation will be done. Got to wonder who the man of the match is going to be. Who would be your man of the match, Todd? I mean, you got 2 guys who've scored the runs, bowled their 4 overs but not taken wickets. Ibby's got more runs and went for less runs.
I thought Ibby...
He's probably the front runner, although Murakawa, with getting the 2 set batsmen, has got to be putting his name in the hat. I'll tell you what, Muneeb Shadiq standing at the top of his mark could make a hero of himself yet.
And Rana too. I thought Rana's innings was unbelievable.
Rana's made those
stage of the game. So it's
made those runs, bowled his 4 overs.
I can't pick it, to be honest, Alan. I wouldn't want to be picking the man of the match. I think it's very tight.
One of those 2, depending on who wins. I think
that's what it'll come down to.
Yeah.
So here we go. 10 off the last.
6 balls to go. Here's the first. Siddiq to bowl him. Slapped into the leg side. It'll probably just be 1. They're coming back. No. Sent back. Well, this is where you miss your wicketkeeper, isn't it? Takadi was never affecting a run out there.
I don't think he had to. That was pretty good.
Shadiq's down. He's cramping up as well.
Wow.
Well, this is what happens. You say it's only T20 cricket. He's only bowled 8 overs in the day. He'd bowl that in a game of T20 of JCL 40 overs, but it's a stop-start, isn't it?
It is. It's the playing in the morning and the afternoon and the heat that gets you at the end of the day.
Yeah, and the amount of breaks they have, and just bowling 1 over spells. I'll tell you what. They want this to be precautionary. You want Muneeb to be making a meal of this. They don't want him to be actually injured, because if someone else has to come in and bowl these last 5 balls, you'd feel for that person. Who would it be?
I don't know. Maybe Murakala.
Maybe.
I think he looks all right.
Yeah, I think he'll be fine. Mind games, perhaps. Making the batsman wait. Putting the nerves in.
It's all happening here at the SICG.
5 deliveries to go. 9 runs needed. Terrific final of the inaugural JCL T20. Chiba Sharks, Paddy Foleys. Who's going to win it? In comes Shadiq once again. Oh, it's on the leg side. It's flicked. That is going to be 4 runs, I think. Tighter and tighter. Pankaj Chand. What a moment. Suddenly it's 5 off 4. It was a leg stump half volley. Turned it round the corner. Fielders couldn't get there.
Just straight on the leg side a little bit there. He just flicked it over the short fine leg. It was actually a pretty good shot.
Fine legs up in the circle. Pankaj. Wow. He's got the whole of Nepal backing him.
5 off 4.
Shadiq in again. Where does he go this time? Full and straight. It's been happening for him all day long. That's going to go to the boundary as well. No, it's pulled up just short. They don't. The batters are all
run
confusion.
Out.
Get it to the bowler's end.
Out.
Oh, out.
Big finish coming up.
Run out's given. It's chaos out there. I think it's only 1 run. Oh, goodness me. What is going on? The batsman's down.
The bowler's down again.
Everyone's down.
Wow, look at this. What a finish.
Absolute bedlam.
Poor running, but that needs to be said. Between wickets there, that was a shambles.
Yeah,
there's
there
no
was
need
mass
for
confusion. They didn't know what they were doing. No clarity of calling. Wowzers.
So what do we got now? Is it updated yet? No.
So Chan's the man out.
They didn't give him a run.
I've got no idea who is
That was a run.
coming in next.
Big finish coming up here at the SOCG.
Shadiq in again.
Oh,
Up
it's
in the
high.
air,
It's
high.
long. It's long. It's long.
6.
It's 6.
It's the game.
Wow.
What a way to finish it.
What a finish.
What a way to finish it. Paddy Foleys have won the JCL T20. The first ever time this competition's been played. Munib Shadiq's down on his haunches, cramping up at the end.
Can I just say, what an amazing finish here at the SICG. Paddy's Foleys, chasing 137 to win, have come from 28 for 4 in the 6th over to finish the game at 7 down for 140 to win the JCL T20 final.
They've won it by 3 wickets with 2 balls to spare. The Chiba Sharks bridesmaids again, but for Paddy Foleys, they're a club who no one fancied coming into this competition, and yet here they are, winners, rolling back the years. Rashid Rana will probably pick up the MVP. Certainly his innings was pretty special, a partnership of, I don't know what it finished on, 90 odd,
90.
with Wasim Javed, who deserves an honourable mention as well. Terrific stuff from those guys. They'll be lifting the trophy shortly. Thanks to everyone for tuning in and watching. Thanks to Todd for commentating with us today.
Thank you, Alan.
Be sure to come back in a week's time, a week tomorrow, as Japan take to the field to play their first international for 4 years. If you haven't been listening all the way through, you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or click subscribe on our YouTube page. Make sure you stay with us. Make sure you see the action. It'll all be on YouTube. And it's going to be great. Thank you. See you again.